Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Week 2 of the GetRECt 2018 Fall Split. My name is David Vid Cossack, and joining me here today is Corey Hunger Bunger Bunger.
Say, I'm excited to be here. Let's get some good games in today.
Yeah, it was actually Corey's birthday yesterday, so he is officially now an old man.
I am, yes, very much.
25 years old, not young.
Yes,
because
old.
you're old.
Old
Now,
because my knees are already hurting like I'm 80.
well, your knees always hurt like you're 80. Now, our itinerary for today, we are streaming the gold-capped Demacia division, except as always, we are going to do the hardest road game somewhere in there. So, our itinerary for today, we are beginning with SEAL Team 6 versus Vicious and Delicious. The hardest road versus Ghost, Power Flashes versus Tastes Like Purple, and Gecko Slammer Armageddon Gold versus the Piltover Pokes. Now, without further ado, let's hop into the first game between SEAL Team 6 and Vicious and Delicious.
All right. And so in this game, we have SEAL Team 6 on the blue side. The top lane, Alarcion on the Maokai. Charade in the jungle on Sejuani. In the mid lane, Jobero on the Lissandra. Charging Badger OP, a new addition to their roster. In the bot lane on the Kaisa. And Albinosaur on the Nami as support.
Yeah, and meanwhile, on the red side, Team Vicious and Delicious rewind it back, playing Swain top Fuchi in the jungle on Hecarim, Aziriously Lucky playing Zoe in the mid lane, the Reven Christ on Varus bot lane, and Constant Stutter on Tom Kench as support. Vicious and Delicious and SEAL Team 6. Vicious and Delicious lost Week 1 as well as SEAL Team 6. Now both of them are coming back trying to take that first win of the season. As you mentioned, SEAL Team 6 now with a new ADC. Wrecker, who was formerly Cossack's, who is currently Vid, left the team, unfortunately, replaced by Charging Badger OP. He subbed last week for 100 Steves, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he did in the top lane.
Yeah, so now in his main role playing ADC, he is very familiar with the Kaisa.
Yes.
It's one of his power picks. That and, what's the other one?
Xayah.
Xayah.
Xayah is
Kaisa
one of his
and
favorites.
Xayah, his two strongest picks. The Albinosaur actually forced to go back after taking a little bit of poke from the Reven Christ and Aziriously Lucky, but it doesn't look like it's going to affect her leash all that much.
No, it's not. It looks like they get back in time, give a little bit of damage. Sejuani's early clear is actually a little bit better than it was before, with the ability to use the permafrost on big minions like cannon minions and jungle creeps over and over again. You don't have to wait for that reset like you do on champions.
Yeah, that was 1 or 2 or 3 patches ago, and she has seen a fairly impressive amount of play since then, back to her old form.
And I actually think it's closer to 5 patches ago.
5 patches?
It's been a long
crap.
time.
It has been a while, and finally now players are really starting to abuse it. Sejuani has gone back to that sort of like lockdown objective, easy clear, and good dueling from her passive. That sort of strong power pick in the right hands. Obviously, she's not a pick or ban champion.
No.
But
it's very situational.
Yeah, very situational, but still, she has a lot of power in the right hands. Charade, I believe, are those right hands. He played a fair amount of Sejuani in the OKLCS 2017 Fall Split, 2018 Spring Split, and that ended up being banned away from him most of the season after the other teams realized that he was, that good at it.
Which I honestly didn't hear any complaints from him, because from how it seems, he doesn't like playing Sejuani all that much. Even though he's good at it. It's not his style of champion, but he plays it for the team. And that's exactly the kind of person you need.
If you look at the last, the champions that he played last split, when he got a little bit more of that, freedom in his pick or ban, his just basically play whatever champion you want, Charade. It was the Nocturnes, it was the Canes, he played a lot of Graves, and even some Xin Zhao. So it wasn't particularly that he likes playing these tanks, it's just that he's pretty good at them, and he doesn't mind playing them if it means his team wins. Speaking of Charade, he is down in the bottom side Tribrush, going to be spotted out by that ward down there as Fuchi runs back into his blue side jungle. Now, we have been talking a lot about SEAL Team 6. Let's talk about Vicious and Delicious. Coming off of the loss of their ADC, Rich Kid 88, unfortunately, now playing with the Reven Christ. How do you think they're going to do with this?
I honestly don't know a whole lot about the Reven Christ. I wasn't able to see anything. I tried to look things up on OPGG a little bit. I didn't see anything. I don't know how well this is going to go. He is a complete wild card to me. A total dark horse.
Yeah, so assuming he is, like whatever, gold 3, the average.
I would say
the
captain said he was gold 3, I believe.
Yeah, the average skill level of the group. Do you think that ADC is particularly a good or bad place to have a new player? Would it be better suited in whatever, jungle or support or something?
I honestly think it'd be better maybe in if you're trying to sub someone who's new. I feel like the top lane is honestly the best place to go for it. Top lane is kind of like an island. As we noticed, Alarcion's getting totally beat
top
up.
Lane, Alarcion beating up, rewind it back. He actually takes a tower shot. Alarcion brings him down to his health level.
But no, like we see Alarcion and rewind it back, just allowing them to do their own thing in the top lane. It lets them shake out their jitters. They can show all of their mechanics. Well, Maokai doesn't really have mechanics, but you get what I'm saying. Like
he gets to 1v1.
You get to 1v1. You get to show who you truly are.
It's less of that sort of, heavy team position. Alarcion flashes forward, catches rewind it back, and takes the first blood. Charade there getting the assist credit. Alarcion had that himself, however. Great call there by him, and smart aggression. Super low, but you know that Swain, dies faster than you, basically.
Exactly. Maokai is a tanky boy, as we saw earlier today.
Maokai is a tanky boy. The rallying cry of Oklahoma Gold Rush in the last set of games against 100 Steve's, Hunger Bunger's team. Hunger Bunger himself is playing Maokai,
I like
who
to pilot
was a tanky boy.
He's a very tanky boy, and I don't know how many times I got out of if I got out of any single thing in the comms, I'm a tanky boy. Every single time.
Yeah, rewind it back, using his teleport to get back to lane, try and push the lane in. However, Alarcion actually opting to walk back instead, wanting to save that teleport for maybe something in the bot lane or mid lane. Dragon is up, and it's an ocean, so that might be something that SEAL Team 6 is looking to take away from Vicious and Delicious. The Zoe and Swain and Varus all doing very well with the ability to siege, with the sustain provided by an Ocean Drake.
And SEAL Team 6 does have a ward in the far brush of the lane, giving a perfect spot for Alarcion to go and do a teleport gank into that lane. As you see, Nami's just getting back to lane. Kai'Sa's about to head back, which means this lane is most likely going to push towards that turret.
Yeah, that lane pushing towards that turret is going to mean that that SEAL Team 6 has their pick of engages. Alarcion with the teleport advantage over rewind it back. Neither of the mid laners having TP. It's going to mean that bot lane is dictated by how SEAL Team 6 plays this. It doesn't matter how strong Varus is. Varus with his poke, he is going for the Winsu's Rageblade build rather than Lethality build. It seems Charade taking a bunch of damage. Seriously lucky. Actually just going to get the solo kill.
That ward placed there, that was a very good ward. It was there the entire time that Charade was trying to take his red buff, and Zoe just knew.
Fuchi is coming in on Jobero, and he's actually going to get slept by the Sleepy Trouble bubble. Seriously lucky going to get some chunk damage off on him, forcing him back. But otherwise, Jobero survives the fight. Charade, yeah, getting hit by the Trouble bubble, and I suppose not thinking that it was going to be all that impactful. He still had flash up. He could have gone over the wall before into the Krugs, and not taken a lot of that splash damage, and then
he still would have taken a little bit of damage, but not quite as much as
he would have taken a fair amount of damage, but he would have lived, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Jobero actually staying in lane, clearing these minions. Seriously lucky doesn't have that much mana, but I think it might be enough to get a full combo off and hit Jobero to kill.
But Jobero does have the cleanse.
He does have the cleanse.
So if he plays that right, of course you have to make sure that you activate the cleanse after you fall asleep, not before.
Yeah, you cannot cleanse the.
You don't want to pre-cleanse.
Cleanse the drowsy. You can cleanse the sleep.
Exactly. So you just want to make sure you cleanse at the right time, So that would mean a Seriously Lucky you would have to land that combo perfectly before the cleanse comes in.
Now, I'd like to take a look at the gold difference. It's actually 1,000 gold in favor of Vicious and Delicious, despite having, despite being even in kills.
I'll say even though SEAL Team 6 did get the first blood, if you look across the board in every single lane, the CS is much greater for Vicious and Delicious.
Yeah, look at that. Swain, 10 CS over Maokai, 20 CS. Oh, and the Chain of Corruption comes out. Charging Badger's going to take a bunch of damage. Going to get pulled back in Raven Christ by Constant Stutter. Constant Stutter flashes. The heal comes out. Charging Badger moves a little forward, and Fuji is here. He has Smite, but no Ghost. Charade is feared, and that's a two-man bubble from Albinosaur. Jobero throwing the hook in and is going to get the kill on Raven Christ. Charging Badger taking kill credit for that.
Definitely. At first, it looked like he was a little out of position, had to use his slash, but good recovery from him overall. Just keeping the team alive, using his heal to help Charade stay alive.
Yeah, Charging Badger doing a great job at jumping in and out of the fight, making sure that he can still get damage in without putting himself too much at risk. Moving away from Fuji, I believe that is when he used the flash. But Raven Christ burning his ult early in the fight. Constant Stutter also using the Devour. And then Fuji is the only person who had any real CC left on that team. So opting to jump in on Charade, but not getting the kill, however.
And Jobero needs to be careful here. That was a Sleepy Trouble Bubble. It took half of his health just now.
Yeah, the Sleepy Trouble Bubble and...
Well,
yeah,
Sleepy Trouble Bubble combo into the Paddle Star.
Yeah, the Paddle Star Sleepy Trouble Bubble. It's
and there's another one right
health.
there.
Oh,
good cleanse.
Yeah, cleanses.
I actually just saw.
But takes a bunch of damage anyways. He's going to be forced to go back if a Seriously Lucky hits another Paddle Star. That is definitely death for Jobero.
Definitely. And I actually just seen in the chat that they patched it and you can cleanse the drowsy now.
I did not know that. I have not been paying attention to Zoe, but Rewind It Back is going to pop the Demonic Ascension. Charade gets the stun off on him. It's a Larcion and Charade versus Rewind It Back.
Damage.
He's not doing any damage. Charade running away lest he die to the Demon Flare. A Larcion is still in there, and Rewind It Back goes down. Fuji jumping in, gets knocked up, and he still has the Smite. A Larcion is going to knock him away and keep him from jumping in on his jungle. However, great job by Charade and a Larcion.
Definitely. It looked a little iffy there for a second, but the Demonic Ascension just didn't hold out long enough, and he wasn't able to get close enough to Charade to get that final burst damage. But Zoe's coming in on the top side.
Seriously Lucky and Fuji. He's going to get the Sleepy Trouble Bubble off. The Paddle Star comes out. Fuji is stunned. Charade with the resistances from Aftershock. A Seriously Lucky is going to take it solo. Fuji's going to take a tower shot, but it's going to be Charade down for nothing.
And that's so unfortunate. Larcion could have done something, but he was so low on mana that he wasn't able to root Zoe or anything. All you need to do is root Zoe under tower, one more turret shot, and she dies.
Not able to use the Twisted Advance to kill a Seriously Lucky. However, there wasn't really any way that Charade was going to live there. Fuji on full mana, still having the Onslaught of Shadows. There's not really anything you can do because all of their interruption was down. They didn't have the Bramble Smash. They didn't have the Glacial Prison anymore. Larcion coming back to top lane, giving Jobero a respite. He is allowed to go back, and actually the turret went down in the mid lane while we weren't paying attention.
Yeah, that would be first tower gold going over to Vicious and Delicious.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that happened during all the chaos in the top lane. Before Fuji came up and did the game.
Seriously Lucky pushing out the mid lane, taking the turret, and then moving top to support his jungler. Sleepy Trouble Bubble coming out. Charging Badger OP actually gets hit by it. Albinosaur uses the Tidal Wave. Charging Badger OP is rooted. Now Albinosaur is rooted, but Charging Badger OP is dead. Charade here to keep his support alive in 1-for-0. Great use of the Chain of Corruption, making sure that it was on the back target so that Albinosaur couldn't just walk away from it.
And that's why we saw her flash right there, needing to make sure, because the Chain of Corruption will travel from person to person if you're within the zone. So you need to make sure that you flash. Albinosaur could have flashed towards them and gotten out of the zone, but you're not going to flash into the team as a Nami. You're not tanky enough. So forcing that flash backwards, and even though still getting it, but a good Sleepy Trouble Bubble again. Good guy Charade blocking that Paddle Star.
Yeah, Charade blocking the Paddle Star. Not sure if it would have hit Albinosaur, but just making sure. Albinosaur goes down! Is seriously lucky. Flashes forward using the picked up flash from Albinosaur. Her own flash working against her. Rewind it back, taking a couple turret shots, but Fuchi is here. He has Onslaught of Shadows in just a second. Is Alarcion going to be safe up here?
I think he is. He has the ward. He saw that Fuchi was there, and they're starting to back off. As you see, just getting this. Looks like they just got the scuttle. He's looking for a gank now, but he is. If he goes through the tri-bush, he's gonna run into the sapling. Oh, but Joe Barrow gets chunked as he's taking rid of that pink. And now Alarcion knows. He knows.
Yeah, Alarcion actually roots up Fuchi, knocks him up. The Onslaught of Shadows used to get away. An ult for an ult. But I think that Alarcion ended up on the bad end of that trade. Rewind it back, still has ultimate, and even though it's not as impactful as the, I don't know what it's called anymore. The Maokai ultimate.
Oh, I should know, but I don't.
Seriously Lucky is going to get eaten up by Constant Stutter. Meanwhile, Alarcion and Rewind It Back are taking it. It's a 1v1 between the two of them. Rewind It Back still has ult, and Alarcion opts to walk away. Both of them actually taking Grasp of the Undying.
Both being very tanky in this lane. Maokai, of course, has relatively high damages for being a tank. Rewind It Back having decent damage as the Swain, but Maokai, of course, is extremely tanky. So it's really just a fight of who can get the best combo off.
Yeah, Maokai having the oh, seriously Lucky's actually just gonna go down. Great combo of the permafrost stun, followed by the
Glacial Tomb.
Glacial Tomb. Is it Glacial Tomb? I thought it was like Frozen Tomb. I think it's Frozen.
Is it Frozen Tomb? I thought it was Glacial
Constant
Tomb.
Stutter's ulting in, and it's him and Fuchi cornering Charging Badger. He's going to Killer Instinct away. The Tidal Wave comes out. Revencrest flashes into the Tidal Wave. Great disengage from Charging Badger and Albinosaur, using both of their ultimates to their full advantages, making sure that the three-man bottom will not kill them.
And going back real quick to that top lane fight with the Maokai, I feel like he could have gotten that kill with the Grasping Roots is actually the ultimate name for that.
Grasping Roots.
If he would have ulted in the opposite direction, because the ult starts slightly behind him.
Yeah.
So if he would have ulted downward instead of upward, it actually would have caught Fuchi and not allowed him to ult out.
Yeah, unfortunately, Alarcion did not get the kill, but now he and Rewind It Back are fighting. The Demonic Ascension coming out, the Grasping Roots catching Rewind It Back, but Alarcion is just going to go down to the Demon Flare. Yeah, trying to fight that half-stacked Swain on the half-stacked Swain, having 5-stack Rod of Ages. That's a lot more AP than Alarcion Spectre's Cowl is ready to deal with at this moment.
And it also didn't help that with the passive, there were 5 counts. There were 5 souls that he had.
All 5 of his souls that scale, you know, obviously the ult damage scales off of the number of souls he has, and as well as the health gained. The health gained and health regained scales off of the souls. So Wind It Back, making sure that Albinosaur taking an Ignite from Seriously Lucky. That is an Ignite from Zoe's W, so he's not actually using any real for that.
And the Ebb and Flow keeping Albinosaur alive for the moment, but Rift Herald going to be dropped by Fuchi in the bot lane.
The Chain of Corruption coming out, Charging Badger OP taking a bunch of damage, and Fuchi is just going to get the kill, driving right through the turret. Now Joe Barrow trying to take down Fuchi. Charade jumping in, not getting the knockup off. Fuchi is going to be eaten up by Constant Stutter, who is going to spit him out right in front of the turret that just went down. Rift Herald charging down the bottom lane.
Now it's slightly unfortunate. Zoe's on the backside. They're not able to get behind this Herald to do a whole lot of damage to it.
Yeah, they can't get behind the Herald. They aren't quite ahead enough. And they are just going to have to watch helplessly as the Herald takes another hit onto the inner turret.
Fuchi's stealing away the blue buff. In the meanwhile, he's like, all right, my team's got this. I don't need to be there. So he's going through and he's completely eliminating all of Charade's bot side jungle. Well, all his red side jungle. Rewind It Back, catching Alarcion with the root, pulling him back, going in with...
Yeah, now a 1v1 between the two of them, just trading a little bit of damage. not actually going to go for the full 1v1. As for the person who asked for the bans, okay, it's a little bit more calm now. As for the person who asked for the bans, Vicious and Delicious did lose all 5 of their bans this week as a result of their ADC Rich Kid being removed from the split. But Jobero's going to go in, roots 2 of them, Constant Stutter pulls back as Seriously Lucky, but Revenchrist is going to go down now. Fuji coming in on the back, looking for Jobero, going to get stunned by Albinasaur, beautiful bubble, and he is going to go down as well. Charade flashing forward into the middle of a Seriously Lucky and Constant Stutter, who is, Seriously Lucky is going to flash away now. Alarcion versus Rewind It Back on the top lane, both of them having ult, using ult. Alarcion walking away, he knows he cannot fight Rewind It Back. A good fight by SEAL Team 6, keeping the kill lead even. Only 3,000 gold down. 2 turrets and major CS leads across the board.
Oh no, Larcion goes back in when the tower's destroyed. He's trying to, now he's stuck and he has to fight.
He has to run away from Rewind It Back or just take the fight. The Grasp of the Undying and the Sap Magic not quite doing enough to keep him alive.
Let's take the blast go to Larcion
down, and if he gets a Never move off, Alarcion will be dead, but it doesn't look like he's in range. The tier 2 boots making sure that Alarcion has that very tiny move speed advantage over Rewind It Back. The base move speed coming in.
Rewind It Back has 2nd tier.
Yeah, but Alarcion and Rewind It Back both have 2nd tier. Yeah. Alarcion has a little bit more move speed.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a base move speed.
Oh, it's the base move speed? Okay.
Yeah, so 380 move speed versus... Oh. Versus... Oh, we gotta wait a second.
Because Home Guard's OP.
Because Home Guard. 386.
So, 6 more movement speed.
Being the difference between Alarcion and Death. Now, hopefully the game will calm down a little bit so we can discuss bans. There were no bans on the side of Vicious and Delicious this week, unfortunately, due to the removal of Rich Kid from the league. However, the bans from SEAL Team 6 were now Seriously Lucky taking a bunch of damage. He's going to get stunned up, but he's actually going to not take the Blast Cone. He's going to go down to Alarcion. Okay, will you give us a little bit of time to just talk about bans?
Let's do it right now.
SEAL Team 6 ended up banning Azir, Trundle, Rakan, Nautilus, and Leona, giving a lot of respect to the bot lane, the Constant Stutter in the support role, where he could have taken Rakan or Nautilus or the Leona. Now Fuji going in, making Charging Badger flee in fright. Rewind It Back flashes into the Tidal Wave, but now the Demonic Ascension is up. Charging Badger's right in front of him, but Rewind It Back goes down. It's a 2v5 now. Fuji is on the run. Charade slowing him down and taking him down. Now 5 members of SEAL Team 6 are pushing this inner turret. However, Revenchrist is taking the bottom inhib turret. Is this a good trade for SEAL Team 6?
I don't necessarily think so, because they still haven't destroyed their turret yet, and Revenchrist is already on the inhibitor. That's going to go down.
Yeah, between the fact that Seriously Lucky can wave clear this very well as Zoe with the Paddle Star and the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but Jobero is here as Seriously Lucky uses the cleanse. It gets chomped up by Constant Stutter, who goes down as Seriously Lucky is on his own. Revenchrist is backing it now after taking the inhibitor. But there are minions pushing the Nexus of SEAL Team 6, and they didn't even get the inhibitor.
They did at least get 2 turrets for that, though. They managed to prime the inhibitor for the next time. They have it there. It's all right there for them. All they gotta do is get one more good push, make sure they, well, at least one more good pick like that, because they had a very good pick there in that fight. Get a couple kills, go get that inhib. It's right there for them.
Yeah. But are they going to be able to get another good push off when Vicious and Delicious are going to just take the Baron here? Charging Badger OP forced to stay in the bottom lane to clear these minions. Baron not going down super fast, but it's not slow enough for the members of SEAL Team 6 to rotate and contest this. The only member that's anywhere nearby is Alarcion. Albinasaur following him up. The Grasping Roots coming out, rooting 2 members of Vicious and Delicious, but the Baron is going to go down. Vicious and Delicious taking the first Baron of the game at 23 minutes. Charade uses the Glacial Prison to go in. Charging Badger and Alarcion both rooted. Rewind It Back taking a bunch of damage. Jobero is going to take him down. but that is a bittersweet victory, getting only 1 kill in return for an entire Baron. Meanwhile, Super Minions are pushing Seal Team 6's bottom lane.
Definitely, they need to. I know they want to group and get this tower, but they need to watch out. Jobero is backing. He is going to go and pick up that lane, which is good. That's very good because as an oh no, he wasn't able to finish his back because Azirius Lucky was pressuring him so much.
The Super Minions are going to just crash into this bottom turret. Albinosaur going to go back as well. Meanwhile, Fuchi and Constant Stutter are going to take down the 3rd dragon of the game. That is 2 Infernals and an Ocean.
And that is going to be a lot of damage now coming out from the side of Vicious and Delicious with the 2 Infernal Drinks coming out. That is
Seal Team 6, what are you doing? 4 members of them are going back, seeding this base race, but they're going to lose this inhibitor turret and possibly the inhibitor as well. Barely all of them getting back to base. Now, no, Alarcion is not back. That is a lot of teamfight presence there with the Grasping Roots. And
he does have TP.
But Charade doesn't have Glacial Prison. They cannot fight this if Vicious and Delicious decides to go in right now. Vicious and Delicious at a 2.5, almost 3,000 gold lead. 7 turrets to 5, even though they are at a kill deficit.
They are, and that can be seen, the amount of gold that they have over Seal Team 6 can be seen in, well, one, in the amount of turrets they've taken, all the objectives, the farm lead that they have, the dragons or the drakes that they've taken.
Yeah, looking at this farm lead, Swain has about 1,500 gold over Alarcion. Find it back, absolutely wrecking the Maokai here in this matchup, but Azirius Lucky is going to get rooted up. Now the Grasping Roots coming out, Constant Stutter is going to take a bunch of damage, Albinosaur running away, but she's going to be rooted up. Now Fuchi is stunned, Revenchrist is getting so much damage off, but Charging Badger goes down, Charade fleeing from the fight, Alarcion doing what he can. It is Jobero coming in to support. But with Fuchi coming here and taking down Charade, it is going to be a 3-0 for Vicious and Delicious.
That was really unfortunate. I know that moment. You're Kaisa. You're like, I'm going to jump in the back. I got a giant shield. Let's go. And you jump right into the middle of them. And then it was an immediate Drowsy from Azirius Lucky. Good trouble bubble there to stop the damage coming out from Charging Badger.
Is going to go down, and with this minion wave pushing in, Jobero flashing forward to try and take down Azirius Lucky. He succeeds, but he is not going to be able to save his team from certain defeat. 2 super minions taking down Albinosaur. Now Charging Badger, the only member left on the team of Seal Team 6, is going to go down as well. Rewind it back, taken low, but it doesn't matter because Vicious and Delicious is going to take this series.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like we were saying earlier, Revenchrist, being the dark horse in this game, we don't know anything about him. It looks like he played relatively decently.
Yeah, playing the very safe artillery, not really artillery mage, but getting up in there, using that chain of corruption to make the picks, and being the shadow factor that led Vicious and Delicious to that win. We are going to take a quick break. We come back to our second game of the not the day, but the set.
There we go.
The second game of the set, The Hardest Road versus Team Ghost. We'll be right back. And welcome back. We are here with the GetRECt 2018 Fall Split Gold Cap Demacia Division Week 2. Boy, that's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. That's what I was about to say that.
And this is Corey Hunger Bunger Bunger, and we are about to get into the second game of the day, which is in fact not a Demacia Division game.
First off, your mic.
First off, my mic.
First off, your mic.
Thank
Second
you.
off, yes, this is Meristematic's game, which is why he did not stream it with the other, which I keep forgetting.
The other Noxus
Noxus faction.
games?
I keep forgetting which faction I'm in, which means I forget which faction he's in.
Yeah.
So it's like I know it's Demacia and Noxus.
This is Noxus Division, which means this is the hardest road versus Team Ghost. Now let's get right into it.
All right.
Come on.
There we go. Starting up on the blue side, we have Ghost, Derisive Oxygen in the top lane on a Trundle, Static in the jungle on the Sejuani, Essential Rain in the mid lane on the Malzahar, Danny Phantom playing bot lane on the Twitch, and Acidic Tom in support as Lulu.
Meanwhile, on the hardest road, we have Meristematic in the top lane playing Gnar, Hulk in the jungle on Kayn, Winged Nation playing Ziggs in the mid lane, Dyslexic on Kai'Sa, and Seiko in the bot lane playing Nami. This is actually kind of interesting because Nami Kai'Sa feels like more of a Danny Phantom lane.
It does, a little bit.
I mean, granted, that is because she did have Dyslexic as her ADC for a lot of last split.
That's true, and she would play the Nami.
Yeah, and she played a fair amount of Nami, but still, it's a little weird watching Danny Phantom play against, the Danny Phantom lane.
Yeah, definitely. I almost wonder if she let them have it, and almost as a, I'm better than you.
Yeah, I know that I can beat this because I play it.
Yep.
Actually, we have Hulk and Meristematic camping this blue buff, waiting for Static to go in. They have a ward on that bush. Looks like they're just going to satisfy themselves with vision and walk out. Acidic Tom disconnected. Derisive Oxen also disconnecting, but it doesn't really matter because pause time doesn't really happen.
Doesn't really, no. And while junglers are starting the first buffs, we do note that Hulk is starting top red side, so Static needs to be careful about that. But let's go over the bans while things are still quiet.
Yeah, so for the side of Team Ghost, they banned Vel'Koz, Xerath, Irelia, Ahri, and Vladimir.
That's definitely interesting. And then on the side of the longest road, we have Taric, Anivia, Jinx, Misfortune, and Tristana, heavily focusing Danny Phantom there in the last round.
Yeah, really going for the... Oh, Hulk actually caught between Derisive Oxen and Static. He's going to get stunned up. Both of them flash forward to take first blood. Now Meristematic is in a sticky situation. He is going to also get stunned up. Derisive Oxen going to do some damage. He flashed away, but Static is going to walk off. Not choosing to dive the turret, face certain death just to kill Meristematic. Now, the bans for Ghost... specifically the Vel'Koz, Xerath, and Ahri, all targeted at Winged Nation. The Vel'Koz and Xerath, two of his strongest pocket picks. He's really comfortable on those artillery mages. He has shown immense levels of prowess on them in the past, both last season and even last week on the Vel'Koz. The other two, both just strong bans against Meristematic, who likes to play those carry-type champions in Irelia and Vladimir.
Yes, and very much in the sense of the Vladimir, it's something that you don't really know what's going to happen. You see the Vladimir, not only is it a flex pick, same with the Irelia, because you do see some Irelia mid on occasion, but Vladimir you could take mid, you could take top, you could take it into the bot lane. It's just a general good ban because you don't want to be constantly wondering where it's going. And not only that, there's countless rune pages that you can take for it. You can take the Electrocute, you can take the Phase Rush, you could take the Unsealed Spellbook.
Yeah. So generally, three targeted bans basically, and then two very general strong picks that both hurt Winged Nation and Meristematic, while keeping them from doing any of those fancy, fun flex picks that get real confusing in Champion Select. Meanwhile, on the side of the hardest road, 3 ADC bans going over and targeting Danny Phantom. last split, she did actually go, she flexed with Dyslexic, formerly Gobi, where sometimes she would play ADC, sometimes he would play ADC. Both of them staying in the bot lane, however. But with her taking the reins as ADC, this split with Acidic Tom becoming her permanent support, they tried to focus as many bans as they could on her champion pool, try and whittle that down, which is why we are seeing her on the Twitch currently.
Yes, and I don't think I've actually ever seen her play the Twitch.
Yeah, I feel like it's either one of those like really deep pocket picks. It's like, oh well, I haven't practiced him in a while, but you know, Twitch is easy, so what are we? Yeah, so why not?
Actually, he's relatively difficult, especially when it comes to if you get your lane pushed under tower. It's very hard to see us under tower as Twitch. With the poison ticks.
Yeah, between the poison ticks and the fact that just in general he is a little weaker earlier than other ADCs, especially against like a Kaisanami lane, which.
Which is a bully lane.
Yeah, which is a bully lane that Artist Road have picked. Now, Derisive Oxen doing what he can against Maristamatic, but with the... well, actually, the Hyper Procs not doing enough. Maristamatic taking a bunch of damage from Derisive Oxen.
I'll say that Grass coming through, doing a good job healing Derisive.
Yeah.
Good polymorph from the bot lane coming in.
Meanwhile, Acidic Tom is going to do some damage to Dyslexic, who is forced to flash away when Static shows up. Threatens the stun. Danny Phantom getting a little bit of that very small CS lead back as Dyslexic flashes away. Now,
and he's not in the bush. Static's not in the bush.
Yeah, Static's not in the bush. You gotta be in the bush, bud.
You're not in the bush, buddy. They can see you. I know you think you're in the bush. It looks like you're in the bush, but you're not in the bush.
Doesn't even look like he's in the bush.
Well, okay, I mean, like, if on your screen, if you're not careful, it kind of looks like you're in the bush.
Yeah, but you can see the screen goes a little bit grayer when you're in the bush.
It does, but you just think you're in the bush. Maybe he's window shopping and he didn't notice.
Yeah, he's sitting there checking like, oh, well, how much longer do I have until I can finish my Cinderhulk?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, sorry, bud, you're not actually in the bush. Rip. Now Dyslexic going to get a lot more CS as a lead over Danny Phantom, taking this large minion that built up in front of him while Static was here. Pretty uneventful game, especially compared to last game where, you know, basically the name of the game was just action, action, action.
Well, I mean, we did have a little bit of action early on, but right now things have mellowed out. Things have started to calm down a little bit, and there was actually a little bit of respite in the first game that we just showed, SEAL Team 6 and Vicious and Delicious. There was a little bit. For maybe the first 10 minutes it was
pretty
quiet. But then it instantly took
very
off.
fast, yeah.
At the moment it took off, it soared.
And you know, right now actually I suppose that's unfair to say right now. I'm pretty much always feeling a wild, like, hard to follow, back and forth, every fight is a team fight game.
I'll say that's how you want it. You're a play-by-play.
Yep. When I play-by-play, I just want to be able to say as many words as I possibly can in the smallest amount of time.
So basically, you just want to be a rap god.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. Did you see Eminem release a new album yesterday without like any warning or advertisement or anything?
No, I did not. That's probably why I didn't notice.
Really good album.
That's probably why I didn't notice, because there was no notice or anything on it.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. Just dropped everywhere.
He dropped a bomb.
Actually, the name of the album was Kamikaze, so
yes.
Nice. Maristamatic taking a bunch of damage here from Derisive Oxen, forced to jump away, and Derisive Oxen takes one tower shot for his trouble. Still comes out on the strong end of that trade, however.
Yes, that was definitely a good trade. Maristamatic coming out of Mega form right as that trade began, which means there was no way for him to stack.
But now Derisive Oxen trying to run down Maristamatic, forces him to flash away, flashes forward onto him, gets the kill onto Maristamatic. The solo kill by Derisive Oxen. Winged Nation throwing the Mega Inferno Bomb, but it's not going to get there in time, just clears 1 or 2 minions.
It's just a little late, and now we see Derisive Oxygen coming up, healing back up again. He's got the stacks that are chugging through of the Corrupting Potion, his passive, the King's Tribute, also healing him up.
Whoa, Acidic Tom taken very low, forced to flash away, and Dyslexic uses the Killer Instinct to get in there, can't quite finish him off. Danny Phantom taking a bunch of damage, he's going to go down, and Hulk is there to provide moral support to his bot lane.
Definitely didn't get there quite in time, but the fight was
Essential
already
Rain
over.
here, and he's going to get Nether Grasp, and Hulk is going to immediately get taken down. Nothing he can do against a point-and-click suppress.
No, there's not much. And once you get a point-and-click suppress, then it makes it very easy to go ahead and hit everything else.
Yep, Static using the Glacial Prison early to make sure that he got the damage, both the Glacial Prison damage itself as well as the Permafrost proc onto Hulk just to kill him a little faster. Hulk is level 6. He could have used the...
That's not Umbral Trespass, is it? What is it?
Umbral Trespass.
Is it Umbral Trespass?
I'm pretty sure it's Umbral Trespass. He could have used the Umbral Trespass had he been out of Nether Grasp.
That's it. And in that meantime, good block by Static. I have to give a shout out to jungler, tanky jungler doing their job, saving Acidic Tom from the Prey Seeker. Prey Hunter? Prey Seeker? Which one is it? Did we decide what it was last week?
Void Seeker.
Void Seeker.
Because it's the one that doesn't actually make sense.
That's right. It doesn't make sense.
Rek'Sai seeks her prey. Kaisa seeks from the void,
Hunts the
or
void.
something. She's seeking void things, yeah.
She's hunting things in the void.
Unspecified void nouns. Who needs an English major? We're here.
We're here.
Meristematic now Mega Derisive Oxen going for the 1v1, but Meristematic's going to take a bunch of damage. Now Hulk's here to assist Derisive Oxen, his own pillar being used against him. He is Umbral Trespassed, and now Hulk is trying to do the damage, but Derisive Oxen is just too tanky at the moment, taking a little bit of damage from Wing Nation. Now Acidic Tom is taken very low. He is going to go down to Seiko. Now Danny Phantom having used the Spray and Pray. It's Dyslexic going down to Danny Phantom. And it's going to go at a 1-for-1 in bot lane. Both ADCs picking up a kill. Static's here now, flashes forward onto Seiko, is going to stun her. Danny Phantom gets the kill. I think Seiko's a guy, but Nami's a girl.
Nami's a girl.
Nami's a girl.
Either way, in the top lane at the same time, Derisive Auction was really wanting that kill on Meristematic, really trying to get that, but Gnar, being slippery as always, hops away.
Yeah, and big props to Meristematic using the Gnar exclamation point on Derisive Oxen, throwing him into his own pillar of ice. The player created terrain working against top laner of Ghost in this case. However, Hulk's here now. Meristematic about to go Mega, and he's going to not quite get the hyper proc off onto Derisive Oxen, going to force him back. Not getting the kill.
No, it looks like he is going to stay in that top lane a bit, try and get this farm. Meristematic has backed off.
Dyslexic and Seiko standing here in the bot lane, clearing that vision. It's gone pretty even for them, which is a relief when you consider how scary Twitch is when he gets far ahead of a bot lane. He can just solo kill on repeat.
He can, as soon as he pops out of but it's camouflage. It's not.
It's a camouflage.
It's a camouflage. It's not actually a stealth. It's a camouflage.
It is a camouflage. If you get close enough, you will find him, just like Evelyn.
Which is slightly frustrating.
Yeah.
I used to play Twitch back when it was still a stealth, and it was so much fun.
But at the same time, did he really need a true stealth?
Yes, he did, because as soon as Shen ulted you, all of a sudden, Magic Shen appears! What?
Well, yeah, you can just do that if you get far enough away from them.
I know, but now the Shen has to flash taunt instead of just taunting.
Okay. That means your Shen has to be better. Just have a better Shen. Easy peasy.
Yeah, but it's also more effort. And lazy.
I feel like you're just upset
because
you're not good enough to flash taunt.
I can flash taunt.
Okay.
It's just
sure,
I don't want to
Corey.
try.
Meristematic is going to get Glacial Prisoned up, knocked up, and he is going to hop away from Derisive Oxen, going to not get the hyper proc off, is just going to walk away. Two ultimates used by the top and jungle duo of Ghost. Meristematic not burning anything for that. He now has Mega Gnar, going to force both.
And he does have Gnar.
To walk away. He has Gnar, knocks both of them up. It's a 2v2 now. Hulk's here. The Mega Inferno Bomb going to hit only Static, and now Hulk has Umbral Trespass Static, going to get a bunch of damage off, take him down, flashes away from Static. Ziggs is here. Essential Rain still on the way, not going to be able to get there quite in time if they decide to fight this, but it is now a 2v2 Hulk far too low to continue this fight.
That was so unfortunate. Permafrost comes out on Hulk. That could have gone completely the other direction.
Yeah, if Hulk had been stunned by Static, he definitely would have gone down, not been able to save his own life the way that he did just there.
All right. I know, right? Everything's all right. So let's take a moment, look at the builds. First items coming through on almost everyone except for Meristematic, which he looks like he's going for that Black Cleaver.
Yeah, Meristematic going for the Black Cleaver on Gnar, pretty standard build. You know, you just want to do that for the large amount of armor shred, as well as the little bit of movement speed that the Rage passive allows you to utilize. Of course, that is a great item on Gnar because of how his W works. Gives you extra movement speed and damage. So being able to kite or chase better is specifically a good thing against these melee top laners. Being able to kite Derisive Oxen better just because of the Glacial Prison going wide on Seiko. Not quite going to hit the bot laners of the hardest road. That's going to be down for a little while. Force Static away in order to take a couple of other objectives.
Yes, definitely. And Vision game going well. Like, there's constant fighting for all this vision. It looks like Ghost seems to have the upper hand for the moment. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, Road comes in, just clears everything. There's been a constant fight for vision this whole game.
Yeah, both teams doing pretty great at denying each other vision as well as setting up their own vision. Of course, you have to be, the other team has to be okay at putting up vision in order for you to be good at denying vision.
Yes, ideally.
Now, Ghost taking the something Drake.
I think it was an Ocean.
I think that's an Ocean. Yep, taking the Ocean Drake, 3 of them, and the hardest road isn't going to really do anything to stop them, although 3 of them are there. So a fight could break out here. Hulk finally has Red Cane, that Rost, and the Warrior
Essential
enchantment.
needs to watch out. He's going to get caught out.
The Tidal Wave coming out, Hulk jumping forward, and he is going to flash away from the Tidal Wave.
No, Acidic Tom!
Now Acidic Tom face checks the enemy team. Hulk is taking a bunch of damage here, but Acidic Tom is going to be Umbral Trespassed. Hulk taking damage now. Acidic Tom knocked up and killed. It's Danny Phantom versus Hulk here. He's going to flash away, and now Static is going to go down as well. Essential Rain on the run.
Oh no, Danny Phantom tried so hard trying to save Acidic Tom on the bottom side, because it was the 2v1. The Twitch wasn't able to go up and help the rest of the team. That allowed everybody else on road to just completely roll over Ghost.
Yeah, and Hulk having that earlier power spike via the Warrior enchantment and the Rost form, easily being able to 2v1 Danny Phantom and Acidic Tom. The extra healing during the Umbral Trespass, allowing him to kill Acidic Tom as well as escape with his own life. Members of the hardest road backing off now, resetting, spending their hard-earned gold as the members of Ghost get back onto the map.
And there is the first completed support item there for this game. Seiko coming in with the Redemption.
Yeah, Redemption going to do a lot in these 5v5 team fights, which so far they have seemed like they are favoring here. You know, the 5v5 just there. The hardest road doing great at keeping it as a 4v3, making sure that Hulk was zoning off the bot lane of Ghost, keeping that Twitch from unloading the damage like he would be apt to. Hulk coming in, but he's going to be suppressed. Now he's going to be knocked up and taken down by Essential Rain, by a static stun, trying to steal that Rift Herald, which Danny Phantom ended up taking. Are they just going to drop it here? It looks like it. Rift Herald comes out in the bottom lane while Dyslexic takes a blue turret. Rift Herald comes out in the middle lane while Dyslexic takes down the bottom turret. Again, the Glacial Prison going a little wide. Static not quite finding that target that he was looking for.
So the bot lane of Ghost is low, so it looks like they're happy enough just to let it crash into the tower before they back off.
Yeah, Baron coming out in a minute It is 19 minutes on the clock. Dragon not coming up for a while longer. But the members of the Hardest Road are already clearing that Baron vision, trying to make sure that Ghost has no idea what they're doing.
Definitely not. And at the moment, you get Danny Phantom and Acidic Tom trying to get their backs in. Danny Phantom looks like she's going to push this out just a little bit more, but they need to make sure they get their backs in and are able to rotate back up to Baron before it spawns in 30
But
seconds.
the Hardest Road is trying to take this bottom turret, and if Static and Derisive Oxen can't stop them, they will further that 1,000 gold lead.
So they need to be careful. It's just the two of them up there. The rest of the team is starting to head up there, but all 5 members of the Longest Road are up there.
Yeah, 4 members now versus 4 of the Hardest Road. Ghost sitting here trying to clear waves, but they aren't really meant to do that. They don't have super great wave clear champions, especially without Twitch, and when Twitch does not have his Rune's Hurricane at the present.
No, and that's something that sets Twitch back a little bit in team fights. Sort of like when you have Jinx, you want to make sure you get a little bit of damage in there first before you buy that Hurricane. Otherwise, you're just completely useless. You have no damage at all.
But look, it's the counter siege coming. Ghost is actually going to try and take down... Ooh! The Mega Inferno Bomb taking down full minion wave. Maristomatic charging up his rage. Is he going to be able to initiate this team fight? Going to not stun Essential Rain. He's going to be stunned up instead by the Glacial Prison, but Essential Rain is going to be caught out of position. Static is going to be stunned. And now a bunch of cooldowns blown for the Hardest Road. The Tidal Wave, Mega Inferno Bomb, and Gnar all taken down. Hulk flashes forward. But Ghost looks like they're on the run. Dyslexic is going to be stunned, suppressed, but Static overextends. And now Acidic Tom is dead. Ghost is on the run as the Hardest Road take down this outer turret.
So I think that was just a little bit of tunnel vision there. From the side of Ghost. They saw Dyslexic low, they had him, and they just kind of forgot about the rest of the team.
Essential Rain using the Nether Grasp at a very unwise moment, using it when Dyslexic wasn't really caught out, but instead was just kind of sitting on one side of the team. So basically baiting Static there into his own unwitting doom. 2 turrets taken down for the Hardest Road in that trade, as well as 2 members of Ghost.
And we see now...
Is it 3 members or 2?
I think it was 2.
Okay. Did Derisive Oxen get out?
Yeah, I think, Derisive Oxen get out.
Okay.
He's out. But that ends up being what was a 2k gold lead and is now almost a 4.5 gold lead for the Hardest Road.
3.5.
3.5. It's almost 4.
It's
now
almost
4. Now it's 3.5.
Yeah,
I can't math.
3.5.
I can't math. It's Labor Day.
It's Labor Day weekend. We're not in school, and basically your excuse is basically always it's Saturday. I don't need to think today.
My excuse is it was my birthday yesterday.
That's true. You don't need to think. It's your birthday.
Derisive Oxen does go down, gets caught out by 4 members of the Hardest Road.
And that means the Hardest Road is going to be able to take an uncontested dragon, barring a Godsteal from Static. Pulling it out to make sure that the jungler of Ghost can't pull any fancy moves, but it's resetting, unfortunately.
But good job from Dyslexic, making sure that Static is not able to move around from the tri-bush to get a better positioning on that Drake.
Yeah.
Would have had to use the dash to jump over the wall, and then there's no blast cone for him to blast into the pit.
Yeah, despite the Hardest Road not particularly having a great kill lead or even dragon lead, they are taking control of this map. They have great vision in the river, making sure that Ghost can't go anywhere outside of their own jungle without being seen. They're taking impactful turrets in the top lane and sieging them in the mid lane, and now they have objective control over that dragon that we just saw them take, as well as now clearing vision on that Baron.
I say now, and if you look at it, just around the dragon pit, like just around in general, that's 6 wards. Not to mention the one that they have in the bush on the lower side of mid. So that's 7 there, just on that bot river side right there.
Yeah, it is up to the Hardest Road to make sure that they have vision control on this top side. Ghost actually has more wards. They have 3 wards in comparison to the hardest roads. 2 or 1. Is that a... Yeah, okay. So they have 3 now that this one is taken compared to the hardest roads 1. No, they've got 4. I can't count.
You can't count?
Who needs to count? It's Saturday!
It's Saturday. No maths on Saturday.
There are no mathematics happening on Saturday, but the hardest road, regardless, is taking down the vision that was placed by Team Ghost. Hulk clearing that one in the top side of mid. And now Ghost is blind. They have nothing around the Baron pit. Acidic Tom trying to clear some of the hardest road's vision, but Hulk is here. Doesn't knock up Essential Rain due to the spell shield. But with all 5 members of Ghost hanging around the blue side jungle, while Dyslexic is pushing top lane, Meristematic has teleport. Someone is going to have to go stop him or risk losing that inner turret and stretching this 4,000 gold lead.
And Derisive Oxen doesn't quite have his TP back up yet, but it looks like he's going to be the one to go down and answer Meristematic.
Yeah, now 3 members of the hardest road dancing around mid, trying to get Ghost to commit to something. You know, are we going to go to mid? Are we going to... Oh, Essential Rain knocked up the Umbral Trespass coming in, and Static is taking a bunch of damage. Dyslexic takes out Essential Rain and chasing down Acidic Tom. Static going down as well. 2 members of Ghost for nothing. On the hardest road, they're rotating right to Dragon.
You mean right to Baron?
Right to Baron.
But that's exactly the play that you were talking about. They were trying to wait for the perfect moment. They go in, they catch out the jungler and the mid lane of Ghost.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that Danny Phantom could do about it. It was not in position to unleash the damage.
Yeah, basically get them to commit to something that they weren't prepared to do. Hulk going in, popping that spell shield for Essential Rain, meaning that the rest of Ghost is like, okay, I guess we gotta fight now because Hulk's going in. Well, that's exactly what Hulk wanted you to think.
Exactly. And so at this point, Hulk just became a baiter and baited the entire team of Ghost into that fight.
He's a master at it.
He's a master.
Yeah, you might
you might call him a master.
You might say that Hulk took the Baron, and now the hardest road is sieging this inner turret with the help of Winged Nation and his satchel charge, waiting for a little bit more damage, and he takes it down. 5 turrets to 1. A 7,000 gold lead. 8,000 gold lead. For the hardest road, but they're about to take this inner turret, which will net them so much more gold. Using this Baron to the best of their advantage.
There it is. That's almost 9k right there.
Yeah, almost 9,000 right now. They are about 300-400 off from it. Resetting, spending some of this gold that they have so recently come into.
Definitely. There's all these items starting to come through now. Both there are actually 2 Black Cleavers now on the side of the hardest road, one being Hulk and one being Gnar, which means his armor is going to be shred.
Yeah, as well as Meristematic's Gnar finishing that that Frozen Mallet, being able to split push and 1v1 so much more effectively now with the slow Icy passive. Remember when Phage used to have the Icy passive?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
that was so frustrating.
It didn't really make too much sense, because it was like, oh, well, okay, why is this wooden hammer, why is this wooden hammer slowing me? Like, is it just hitting me so hard that I'm slowed? But it's called Icy. I don't get it. And then eventually they were like, okay, well, we're reworking Black Cleaver so it doesn't build out of Brutalizer anymore, and it doesn't actually give flat armor penetration, so we're going to change Phage as well and make it, you know,
make it make sense.
And yeah, and give movement speed as opposed to taking away movement speed from your opponent. So I like the way I like the changes that they made to Phage, but sometimes you just gotta sit back and think, remember when Phage's passive didn't make any sense whatsoever?
Remember when a lot of things didn't make sense whatsoever?
Remember when you used to be able to put 2 staffs together and make a hat out of it? Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, we can still do that.
Yep, they're just 2 different staffs.
You remember when we took
Static using the Glacial Prison, moving forward onto Winged Nation, but he is going to be knocked up, and Dyslexic is tearing through him with his Guinsoo's Rageblade, taking down Danny Phantom on the way, suppressed now, but the Cleanse, the QSS, and the and Acidic Tom is going to go down as well. That is 4 members of Ghost taking down the inhib, and with the Baron minions pushing in, it looks like the hardest road is going to be trying to take this game for themselves. The first Nexus turret goes down. Hulk is tanking so that the minions can live. Derisive Oxen goes down as well, and that's going to be the last Nexus turret that they have left. Hardest Road is going to take this game over Ghost.
And that brings them now to a 1-1. That's definitely what they want to see in this. Well, I should just say not series, but this is what they want to see in this split right now. They don't want to be sitting at 0-2, which is really unfortunate for Ghost right now.
Hardest Road won last week.
Oh, they did. For some
yeah,
reason I thought
they played Indigo Sky.
That's
and
right. That's right.
They're 2-0.
They are now 2-0.
Ghost,
This is exactly where they want to be. Then
I'm pretty sure Ghost is 0-2. No, Ghost is 1-1.
Ghost, so they're both 1-1. Okay.
No,
for some reason I thought they both lost last week, but they both won last week.
Yes,
I just had things backwards.
Won last week. So now Ghost at 1-1. The hardest road at 2-0. That will wrap up the standings for Noxus division. We are going to move on to the third game of the day, the second game of Demacia today, but also the third game of Demacia this week.
Yes.
We will be right back in just a few minutes. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a few. And welcome back, ladies and laddies alike. We are here with the third game of this block of the GetRECt Fall 2018 split. This is the third Demacia game of the day between Taste Like Purple and Power Flashes. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let's jump on right in. And so on the blue side, we have the Power Flashes. Warden Knight in top lane on the Nautilus. Baby Carrot in the jungle on the Trundle. Sworn in the mid on Zoe. Paladin on the Ezreal bot. And Pillars as the Janna support.
Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Team Taste Like Purple, the perennial OKLCS third place winners. The Zister in the top lane on Gnar. Panther 5-5-3-2-1-2 playing Zac. Toe Knuckles in the mid lane on Victor. No Mind playing Jhin and End on Lulu. Yeah, so this split, Toe Knuckles and Panther are the only two left from the previous roster. They are, they're basically the power duo. They always go everywhere together, and they've been playing together on TLP for a while now. Meanwhile, the other three, I don't recognize them. They could be LKC veterans, but I'm going to treat them like newbies because I've never seen them before.
And I don't expect anything else from you. But no, it still looks like, even though the two of them are at the heart of this team, it still looks like they're playing a very similar style as they did to previous splits. They're still picking up. Toe Knuckles, of course, playing the nice magey mid. Panther getting his Zac, which he's well known on. Liking the Zac Warwick. Those are two of his bigger picks.
Basically, he wants those people who can very easily engage, jump in, mess people up, do that sort of,
exactly.
That sort of thing that they do.
Then while the rest of his team just does whatever they want, because he's doing whatever he wants to the enemy team.
Yeah. So, very standard starts, both of them starting on their bot lane side. Panther shouldn't really be going for many early ganks, even though Zac has that pretty easy level 3 gank. It's not particularly strong until he gets, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that second, third rank in his elastic slingshot. Meanwhile, Toe Knuckles and Sworn, Victor versus Zoe mid lane. How do you think that goes?
Well, I honestly think that this is a skill matchup. Looking at it, Zoe, yes, has a Sleepy Trouble bubble. If she can land it onto Toe Knuckles, then it's going to be a win lane for Zoe. Toe Knuckles, on the other hand, with the Victor, has the ability to stand behind the waves, use the laser, I forget what actually it's called, but can use that to poke from afar, because you can start that at the very tip of its range and then extend it past that. So this Victor is a very safe pick into the Zoe, can still farm in situation, even if Zoe's zoning him off the lane.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as safe of a pick as Victor is, just being able to outrange Zoe, with that Death Ray, it still sucks for Victor. Like, it is not a fun.
No, I'm not gonna say it's
gonna
be easy for him.
Zoe wins it. Zoe wins it pretty handily, just because, when your skill matchup expects one person to play like a challenger and the other one to play like a gold, that's not actually a skill matchup.
Okay, that's true. That is very true.
Yeah, just the fact that Victor has no reposition.
Whereas Zoe does.
Yeah, not being able to easily get away from that Sleepy Trouble bubble, dodge it, particularly dodge it very well, or even, oh no, Baby Carrot here, Toe Knuckles, just as we said, no repositioning. He's going to be asleep, uses the cleanse late, and he is going to go down to Zoe for first blood.
Yeah, and right there, I guess that's what you were saying. It has Zoe doesn't have ult yet, so doesn't have that mobility, but is able to dodge things. And with the Trundle pillar coming in, a lot of slow coming in, but in the top lane, we see the Zister getting bullied around by this Nautilus.
Yeah, Nautilus, a surprisingly very strong pick in lane, especially against these traditional lane bullies. It's surprising just because you don't think, oh, Sworn using the cleanse from Toe Knuckles is going to take some damage from Panther, but also walk away herself. at about half health and half mana at this point. Level 5, moving on to level 6 against Toe Knuckles, who has a pair of boots and an extra health potion. Not very impressive items from TLP.
No, not necessarily. Now, like you were mentioning, though, this Nautilus in the top lane, it does a lot of sleeping damage. You don't necessarily realize what it does. You take the Corrupting Potion level 1, or at the start, which means level 2, well, depending on which order you take your abilities. I know some who will start Dredge Line 1 and then go into the shield afterwards. It depends on what you want to take, but definitely at level 3 there's a large all-in potential there with the root passive as well as the Dredge Line.
Yeah, Nautilus's abilities are just so strong in general. They have very high base damages, especially at the early levels, but No Mind is a little too far forward. He is going to get ignited, and he is going to have to flash away, heal as well, but he's still going to go down to SP Pillars and is walking away, but he doesn't have any mana. Panther here, he knocks up Baby Carrot and kills him. SP Pillars is so low. Panther has to get forward. He still has flash, uses the unstable matter, and smacks SP Pillars for the double kill, or just for the single kill, and getting the second kill in that fight. A 2-for-1. Yeah, a 2-for-1 there in favor of TLP. Panther coming in the hero, saving his bot lane from a horrible trade.
Yes, and this is why, like I said earlier, he's known for a champion like Zac. This is something that he's known for. He'll jump in over the side, get a lot of damage in the lane.
Yeah, you'll just be like, ah, yeah, you know, we've got this fight in the bag. Everything's gonna be fine. And then Panther from the,
Warden Knight ulting onto the Zister, both of them flash.
Double flashing forward. Warden Knight jumps in on the Zister, uses the depth charge, but now Sworn is pulled in and knocked up and taken down by Panther. Zister surviving engage 1v1 against Warden Knight. He has Mega Gnar coming up in just a few hits. Is he going to want to take this? Warden Knight has no mana, has no cooldown. Zister has the Gnar. Now Panther just leashing the buff for his mid laner. Good guy Panther, doesn't have mana, doesn't need the blue.
No, but cooldowns are always fun.
Cooldowns are
Selfish
always fun.
jungler, take the buff.
Okay. We know why 100 Steves is doing it. Now Warden Knight here, taking Zister pretty low, going to force him to play with a little more respect, but Panthers here doesn't get the Elastic Strike onto Paladin. Arcane shifts away, but Zister is gonna go down to Warden Knight.
Oh, so that's a lot of damage coming out from the Nautilus. You don't expect it.
Yeah, you still think that you can do a bunch of damage and not take that much because you're like, oh, well, you know, Nautilus doesn't really do any damage, and also I do a bunch of damage to him because I do percent health. But
Baby
got
Carrot.
A chain vest. Also, Baby Carrot Scumbag takes away the blue buff from Sworn. Not good guy Panther.
Not good guy jungler. But we'll have to see how this works out. As we saw earlier in lane, Baby Carrot could just come in and gank, and then Toe Knuckles is the one who then gives Sworn that blue buff.
Yeah, Toe Knuckles could always just hand it over. Sworn is...
Oh, look at that. Good guy Zoe using the redemption bot lane.
Good guy Zoe. Using it to keep Paladin healthy, but Panther and Baby Carrot now in this 1v1 at the red buff, going to use the Blast Cone in order to keep Baby Carrot from getting away. He might be forced to flash over here. The Zister using the Hyper Proc to keep Baby Carrot on his toes. Panther waiting for his cooldowns. Toe Knuckles not going to be able to get there in time, but Sworn is here now. Baby Carrot going down, but Sworn is knocked up, pulled back into the team, and he flashes away. He is going to actually walk out thanks to the Scuttle Crab. Panther has passive, but might have to pop it if someone does not. He does not pop it. He is level 6, going to try and get in on that Zoe, and 3 members of TLP are made.
And that was so unfortunate for Baby Carrot going down. His flash came up maybe a second afterwards.
It looked like he had flash.
No, he didn't. It just came back up. It was so unfortunate.
Yeah, him running away from Zister, forcing him to you know, basically just like, oh, why don't I have flash? Why won't you let me flash?
Just please.
Just hammering the D key. I
Yeah.
suppose for it is the D key for him.
Why you don't do that?
Knuckles forced to flash away from the baby carrot gank. But Zister taken low by Warge Knight. Nautilus showing its strength here against Gnar.
Definitely, and this is through double buffs. Gnar has
Yeah,
both blue and red buffs, so this
is
isn't just a
through
normal
double
trade.
buffs. So Nautilus is actually doing crazy well, being able to push the wave into tower and then deal a hell of a lot of damage to this Gnar. Good Sense runs away from this Panther gank. He's going to be pulled in, but the depth charge comes out. The Zister is super low. He jumps away, and now it's Panther versus Warge Knight. Panther's also on the run. He has the red buff, and now End is in the middle of Baby Carrot and SP Pillars. No Mind is going to have to... He doesn't have the flash yet. It just came up as he died. Baby Carrot taking the kill. And now these three members of Power Flashes are going to push in this bottom turret.
And we see on the top side, Warge Knight able to push Panther and the Zister back.
Yeah, Warge Knight
with
doing
barely any
great
mana
at the 2v1, going to be able to get them to back off. Three members of Power Flashes still in the bot lane, pushing this turret, crashing the wave, keeping No Mind from taking any more of a CS lead. But Panther is here. He's knocked up, and the curtain call has come out, missing the second one. But Baby Carrot taking a bunch of damage. The curtain call fourth shot is going to miss. First turret goes down for Power Flashes, and now No Mind is on the run, chasing.
SP
Pillars knocked up, but SP Pillars knocks up Panther, but he is not going to get pulled in by the elastic smack together.
Slingshot.
No, it's the elastic smack together.
Elastic
His
smack
Q.
together. Oh, okay. Well, that's right. The slingshot's a Z. Anyway.
Hey Ryan, hire me. I found a new name for Zach's Q. Holy shit! SP Pillars is doing great at interrupting Panther's elastic slingshots. He has gone 4 for 4 in the last 4 times that they've been on the map together.
Look at that. Good
now End
always support,
taken
but about
super
to die.
low by Sworn. He is going to actually jump a little too far forward. Now Panther is here. He has passive. So Toe Knuckles ultimate. Oh! End goes down to the Paladin Arcane Barrage. Yeah, Arcane Barrage.
Yep.
No Mind has flash, uses it. Red Team's turret is destroyed. Warge Knight pushing the top lane. Keep in mind that this is now a 4v4, previously was a 4v5, and Power Flashes have a commanding presence here, taking the Cloud Drake.
And it wasn't even a 4v5 this whole time. Baby Carrot just now running up from base.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it was a 3v5, basically.
Janna doing work.
Yeah. SP Pillars keeping Panther from initiating anything, as well as End standing a little too far forward against the Zoe and Ezreal. Both have the chunk damage from afar in order to take down someone as squishy as a Lulu support. End did die with his ultimate up.
Which that is really unfortunate.
Really unfortunate, and honestly, just kind of stupid. Like, you shouldn't underestimate how broken Zoe is at any point. You know, even if Zoe is behind, you're like, oh well, I've got 250 health.
No.
Yeah, Zoe can kill me.
If you have 500 health and Zoe's behind, it's like, yeah, she can kill me.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, 500 health is still like, I should really be careful.
I should be safe.
I should be very safe. I don't really have resistances.
250
is like, oh yeah, well, you know, if I move anywhere near her, die because I'm Lulu.
Yeah, but no, and we've seen Zoe chunk out people, the more squishier people,
yeah.
Just half health chunk them without even the Sleepy Trouble bubble.
Now the depth charge is going to go on Toe Knuckles. He is going to get Sleepy Trouble bubbled. Now Panther is under the turret. The curtain call comes out. Sworn is forced to run away. SP Pillars is slowed, flashes away from the curtain call. Panther is in the middle of the enemy team. He is going to get his passive pop. The Zister is here, but he does not have ultimate or Mega Gnar. Baby Carrot walking away, barely making it out with his own life, and Toe Knuckles goes down to a sleepy paddle star.
I'll say that's exactly what we were mentioning earlier. This Zoe does a lot of damage.
Panther jumping in on Paladin, who is going to get caught, but Warge Knight pulls away the jungler of TLP, who goes down and also dead, and now No Mind goes down as well. It's just the Zister left. He has Gnar, gets the 3-man stun off. That's going to be a kill on Janna and Zoe. Now a 1v1 that the Zister cannot win. Warge Knight forced to walk away, cannot turret dive. Holy crap, the Zister.
That was really good from him. Unfortunately, he's too low to sit there and defend the turret. Toad Knuckles is on his way, but that's going to be a lot of damage onto the mid lane turret for Warge Knight.
Yeah, great 3-man Gnar taking down 2 members of the enemy team, keeping the turret alive. And now Warge Knight diving under turret, taking a couple, but he is shrugging it off. The Zister going to go back, leave it all to Toad Knuckles.
I love these backs. The Samsung Galaxy backs, they're so nice.
The Samsung backs are super neat. I also like the SKT ones, the 2016 SKT ones, because Riot did a good job in like, hey, what do you want your back animation to be? And then now, and then also with the signatures, I think they're kind of unnecessary most of the time.
Well,
but the Ruler and Core
I was gonna say, if you just look at Ruler,
are
Core JJ,
so funny. Like, because Core JJ did spend time in America playing for Dignitas, so he did learn a lot of English. His signature is beautiful and flowy, and it's got the little, the dotted heart on. It's like, oh, well, it's cute. I'm Core JJ.
And then Ruler
was like, oh yeah, I suppose I should probably write my thing in English, not Korean. Oh, whoa! SP Pillar's taken down. Now Paladin is on the run. Arcane shifts away. No Mind using the 4th shot just to seek out an enemy.
I'll say that's the one time we've been saying SP Pillars has been doing a really good job stopping the initiations from the Zac, and this is the one time he wasn't able to.
Get Panther. Oh, pulls in Baby Carrot. He's going to be rooted up, but there's no ultimate available for the Zac. He cannot abduct him, so now they are just forced to chase him down. The Gnar actually goes wide. Baby Carrot is not stunned. Going to pull him back in. Great pull by Panther using the elastic pulley squishy grabby thing.
Elastic pulley squishy grabby.
Please someone tell me what it's called so I don't have to keep calling it the elastic pulley
Please don't
squishy
tell
grabby
him so he has to keep calling it this. But no, that was really good using the second on the blast cone, which not only pulled Baby Carrot to him, but also blasted him right there.
Yeah, he did that earlier. But this one, specifically very impactful, actually meant the difference between Baby Carrot getting away or being killed by TLP. Now, the kills are actually even. TLP down 2 turrets, but their CS leads in the bot lane, as well as the combined between the mid lane and jungle. Those CS leads mean that they are only about 800 gold down.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of gold lead right here. It's very close in this game. I really think the next team fight is going to be what decides this.
I don't think the next team fight decides the
game.
Well, I
mean, no, but it's going to give someone a huge advantage.
Yeah, it definitely puts someone at a huge advantage with Baron coming up in 2 minutes and the second dragon of the game coming up in just under a minute. It means that the next person who wins a fight here takes that Baron, gets to be the dominant force, takes a dragon, gets to be the dominant force around Baron. But Rift Herald taking this mid lane turret means that Power Flashes is going to extend their gold lead to about 1,500.
Oh, but Panther going in the back.
Abducting 2 members of Power Flashes. SP Pillars is pulled in. He's going to be knocked up and killed. Now Baby Carrot is on the run. Panther ignoring him, and he's going to actually die. The 1v1 in the top lane, Zister and Warge Knight going at it. Warge Knight has both of his summoners. The Zister has neither his flash nor his ultimate, already used it on Warge Knight. Warge Knight flashes away, and he is going to actually get away from the mini Gnar. Now No Mind is going to be knocked up, and flashes forward, saves his AD carry.
Good guy support. Good guy support making the good plays.
Good guy support, burning flash so that No Mind did not die. But Sworn so mobile here with the heal from No Mind.
Oh, so close on that paddle on the Sleepy Trouble level 2, almost hitting out Toe Knuckles.
But the Zister is here, and Sworn cannot get away. The Zister is unstoppable. 5 kills and 1 death now for him. Paladin throwing the Arcane Barrage, just telling TLP where he is. But it doesn't matter, because the dragon's theirs anyways. Panther trying to go in. He's going to get in the middle of that SP pillars and Baby Carrot. No, he doesn't actually get either of the knockups, and he is just going to pop his passive. TLP not able to assist their jungler, who commits suicide on the dragon. Fortunate here, if he gets the God pull, they could get a kill here for the power flashes. Instead, they're just going to satisfy themselves with pushing the turret 3 members strong. They're going to be able to take this.
It is, and this is exactly where power flashes want to be right now. Yes, they're not necessarily up in kills, but they're up in objectives. We just saw bot lane tier 2 go down to them. They're now going to be Drake isn't going to be up for a little bit, but they're going to clear out this entire side jungle to make sure, well, at least the blue buff, to make sure that TLP gets as little as possible before they start rotating to this Baron.
Yeah. So now power flashes are in a great position. Ezreal scaling very hard into the late game, especially if he gets that second tier now on his Manamune, building into the Trinity Force. Doesn't have that second large power spike yet, so he is still to get much stronger. Zoe as well scales very hard into the late game. With all of the damage she has, she will be able to take down both Toe Knuckles and No Mind, deleting these squishy champions with just one combo. Fortnite, point and click CC never gets unvalued.
No, it never does.
It never gets value less. And as well as Baby Carrot, even as fighters start to scale off toward the end of the game, it's not like the team composition of Tastes Like Purple. It's going to be able to, burn him down, especially. They're playing a Jhin and Victor, both of them being burst champions who excel against squishy champions like the Ezreal and Zoe.
Exactly, and we already seen Wargenite and Baby Carrot want to sit there as frontliners. They want to sit there as absorbers for their team, not letting anyone get to those squishy backliners.
Yeah, Wargenite sucking in all of the damage that he can, as well as Baby Carrot just jumping in, stealing stats from either of these squishy champions in order to kill them faster, if it comes to that, or from Panther and Zister, making sure that he has more resistances in order to soak up more damage for his team. TLP is playing on the back foot now, almost 3,000 gold down with Baron on the map. Power Flashes has taken the command in this topside jungle, clearing out vision left and right.
The last slingshot goes in, trying to get a
not knocked up or pulled in by the elastic arms. Or the rubber reach.
The rubber reach, yeah. I think I like rubber reach.
I'll go with
I like rubber reach. But no, they're going back in again though. Paladin dodges with the...
Yeah, Panther going for whatever he can. If there's something in the general vicinity, he's going to throw an elastic slingshot at it, just in case he can get a kill. That's basically what you have to do at this point with the elastic slingshot. Still engage tool that you have, short of like a Gnar hop, Gnar hop flash Gnar and catching multiple members. Short of that, you don't have too much actual engage. Meanwhile, Power Flashes, he picks up the Zoe, pulls him back into the team, and now Zoe is dead. The Zister takes 2 members down of Power Flashes, misses all 4 shots of the curtain
he's
call,
so close.
but it's going to be a 2-0 TLP, taking some of that pressure back from Power Flashes. Zister's taking some chunk damage. If they stick around, Paladin able to chunk them down. Very strong right now as he has finished his Trinity Force.
It looks like they want to take this Baron, but they got to be careful in the mid lane. Their tower is getting pushed. It looks like they might just trade. They are going to trade this turret for it. Are they going to keep pushing for the inhib turret?
Are they going to go for the inhib?
Are they going to trade inhib turret for Baron, or are they? I think they're actually going to get it and be able to back in time, but it's going to be close.
Baby Carrot and Swarm still have just come back up, but now 2 massive waves pushing into the top and bottom lanes of TLP. This might have been a risky, if not foolish, Baron call. Power Flashes taking 2 turrets off of that Baron, still staying in the lead by almost 2,000 gold, and they're about to get this 3rd turret here in the top lane inner. Because TLP did not check their minion wave placement before they went for that Baron, it took them too long without any real DPS.
I'll say it was like a decent call. I could see. Oh yes, we got picks. We got the jungler. Jungler's down. Let's go get this. The uncontested Baron.
Yeah,
It makes sense in theory.
It was a really smart decision after you kill the jungler and the mid lane, were the two strongest or most impactful members of their team and dancing around Baron. It's like, oh wait a minute, we're not gonna have a better time to take Baron. Let's do it right now.
And
what they forgot to check was the fact that Zister was up, had teleport. Yes. He could have gone top. He could have taken that minion wave out. He could have gone bottom. He did end up going bottom after the Baron was taken, but it was still too late for the top side as well as the two turrets, the inner and the inhibitor turret. I cannot stress how important that is. That inhibitor turret was taken.
Yeah, and part of that was just really good play from the power flashes, recognizing we've lost the objective, we don't have smite, we're going to lose the Baron, let's get as much as we possibly can out of it.
Now Panther is caught, power flash is jumping in, he's forced to flash away, the cell division is popped. Baby Carrot flashes over the wall. He doesn't have any escape, and he's going to go down. Panther lives. Now it's Warge Knight versus the entirety of TLP. 4 members versus 1 as Zister is on the backside. He is going to get knocked up and taken down. That's 2 members taken down from TLP of Power Flashes. 5 members, Baron strong, running down the mid lane against only 3 members of Power Flashes. Panther knocked up, and he's got to back off because he doesn't have Cell Division anymore. That's going to be the turret for TLP. Oh, wow. A big chunk coming out from No Mind, but as well, Paladin taking large amounts of his health. Both ADCs forced to stay back and lest they risk dying to long-range poke from either Sworn, Panther, anyone engage from long range.
Definitely. Well, as soon as you get an engage going in, one of them, the Zister, anybody else, Jen's immediately going to lock them down with Deadly Flourish. We're instantly going to get a gravity field from the Victor. It's just going to be pure and total lockdown. Lulu, of course, will ult whoever's right in the area, give them a little bit extra health.
TLP doing a great job, especially with this drafted composition. The fact that Panther is their own engage, I think still works in their favor, just because Panther is so damn good at Zac engages.
He is, and they're also doing a very good job of making sure they control the vision on the side, so Panther coming in as a flank, they have no clue, and all of a sudden a Zac's right on top of them.
Yeah, End doesn't particularly have that great of a vision score. It's just that they're picking good fights where Power Flashes don't really know anything. It's not so much that they're playing a great counter vision game. It's just that they're playing a good positioning game. And TLP has always historically been pretty good at this. Toe Knuckles and Panther, between the two of them, they have had enough just general map awareness that they know, like, oh, well, they're playing like they don't know where we are right now. That means they don't have vision here. Why don't we group up around here? They'll take a fight because we'll have an easy pick for them, and then we'll wipe all of them. So, Panther specifically being very good at this, as he is the initiator in this game. Basically every fight has either been Warge Knight pulling someone in oh wow, the Zister taking a bunch of damage from Baby Carrot, and he can't really get away. He has Flash, but now it's a 4v4 in the mid lane. Toe Knuckles taking a bunch of damage, the Redemption coming out to deal some damage, but now Baby Carrot is taken down by the Zister. What happened in there?
I don't know. All of a sudden, but Panther going to the back line.
Actually only pulling in SP Pillars, but that's enough, I think. Warge Knight taking a bunch of damage, Panther going down, and Paladin looks like he might have overextended a little bit. Yeah, he's going to go down. Sworn slays the end, and now No Mind is going to punch a bunch of them with a curtain call. 2 members of TLP down for 2 members of Power Flashes. We've got Zister pushing the top wave, uncontested now. 2 members of TLP in the mid, chunking out Sworn does not have any summoner spells, but he still has half health and half mana, and that might be enough for this hero Zoe.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, it's the Zister that took out Baby Carrot in the top side, so that 4v4 skirmish, so that really, or team fight, whatever you want to call it, that was a 2-for-1 in favor of the Power Flashes.
Yeah, the Power Flashes did end up winning that fight on a numbers basis. They took down 2 members of TLP.
Just in the, like, I'm not saying
that,
overall it was a
vacuum,
2-for-2, but in that specific factor,
vacuum.
which in this little vacuum, there it shows that their 4-man squad is ready to fight. They are ready to do things.
Yeah, so Power Flashes is the stronger team fighting team currently when Baby Carrot and Zister are out of the fight. Panther engaging not quite intelligently, just kind of going back in for the sake of going in, not really doing it for a purpose. He didn't really have that much damage to follow up his last engage that ended up getting him killed. It was lucky for him that Paladin ended up overextending in order to kill him, and ended up losing his life as well. The Baron coming up in 20 seconds means that TLP are on this side of the map, and with the Zisters teleport up Wargs Knights down, it means that either the Zister is going to split push this bottom inner turret down, or TLP is going to hop in and take a fight that I'm pretty sure they can win 5v5.
They need to be careful, though, because No Mind is in the top side. He's currently away from his team, but this Baron is going to be extremely important. There's just over a 1k gold lead. No, not even.
It's
right there, just barely.
2,000 gold right here.
It is not a lot of gold difference
now
here,
right here. Now the curtain call is coming out. Wargs Knight is going to take some damage. Power Flashes are taking this Baron, but I'm not sure if they're prepared to do it. Panther jumps in, doesn't actually catch anyone, but End goes down. Toe Knuckles knocked up. The flash comes out for Baby Carrot, and now Wargs Knight flashes off the wall, hits No Mind, but SP Pillars flashes away as well. Wargs Knight escaping from the fight, and Zister disengaged, but Panther goes back in. What is he doing? Paladin pulled in, taken down. Baby Carrot is going to get pulled back in. Holy crap! Panthers engage actually saved this fight for TLP.
It didn't. There he goes. He's not done yet. Going in on
Sworn. Sworn as well. Zister flashing forward to take down the mid laner of Power Flashes. That is a 3-for-1. Only the support lost for Taste Like Purple. Power Flashes reduced to their support and their top laner. And TLP is going to take this Baron uncontested.
Wow, that was a fantastic re-engage from Zach. I saw him diving in. I was like, no, don't do it. But that was wonderfully played. Pulling, even though he only just got Paladin, pulling the ADC back when the Arcane Shift, I believe it's Arcane Shift.
Yes,
it's Arcane Shift. When the Arcane Shift was down, that was fantastic.
I saw Panther flying in after the Zister nard the rest of Power Flashes away.
I was like, what's going on?
I was like, oh, great disengage from the Zister. And then I see Panther just flying across the screen. I was like, no, what are you doing? And then suddenly...
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
He pulled back Paladin, ended up killing the ADC of Power Flashes, and with Sworn on the other side of the fight, Power Flashes didn't have any damage left.
No, they
didn't. They couldn't take any of the kills that TLP was actually so close to giving.
So now they're going to rotate down to this bot, so they're going to get this Cloud Drake, which is going to allow them to move back and forth. Well, actually, it's really just going to let them balance out the movement speed from Power Flashes at the moment.
Their first dragon of the game compared to the a 2-mountain deficit in favor of Power Flashes, but I think TLP with Baron can siege much more effectively than Power Flashes can counter siege. Baron doesn't do anything when you're not actually pushing objectives.
Yep, and that's what they're kind of doing right now. They're not really pushing. You see, they have Baron, but they're not doing anything with it.
TLP staggered their backs in a strange way that really meant that they can't really push with all of their strength all at once. Now Toe Knuckles finally coming in. It is lucky for them that Power Flashes are splitting their focus between mid lane and bot lane, which allowed them to get that final inner turret. Panther slept but not taking any damage here. And now the Zister is going to push the top lane. He knows that he can 1v1 anyone on the side of Power Flashes, or at least if he can't, that means they've probably either sent Paladin or Sworn to deal with him. And if they've done that, that means CLP wins a team fight.
Yeah, because the way the Gnar is built right now, Warja Knight's not going to have damage. He's not going to be able to 1v1 him.
Between health from the 3 bruiser items and the armor from the Guardian Angel, Warja Knight doesn't really do that much physical
And there he
damage.
is. He's already on the turret. It's only Power Flash is just now pinging it.
The top lane inhibitor turret takes the top lane inhibitor turret. He's going for the inhib. 2 members of Power Flashes are going to chase him down, try and kill him, but that leaves a 3v4 in the bot lane. No mind able to chunk out most of the other members of Power Flashes. The curtain call comes out, and Panther is going to use his elastic slingshot to force away Power Flash to take that second inhib turret, and they're going to go ahead and take that bottom lane inhib. Now Sword pulled in, as well as Baby Carrot. That's 2 of them. SP Pillars is going to get pulled in and killed. Now the Redemption going to... Oh, N does not die, except Paladin flashes forward. No mind, taken so low. Paladin is going to die to the cannon minion. Warja Knight pulled in its Panther, and Toad Knuckles versus Warja Knight Sworn on the backside. He still has his Ignite, but he's taken low by the damage from the cannon minion. And now it's Warja Knight versus Panther and Toad Knuckles. TLP is running away with this team fight. It's 2-3 versus 0 left on the map for Power Flashes. The second inhib goes down, and they're looking for the end. 3 members of TLP against a clean board from the Power Flashes. Sister coming in, pushing that minion wave. Janna can't do anything to stop that. They're going to take down the other Nexus turret, and now it's just the Nexus remaining.
Baby Carrot's up, but there's not much he can do.
A 10,000 gold lead, but Baby Carrot has to do something right now. If he's not going in, then it just means that TLP are going to take down the Nexus.
Whew. What a game. That was a game that could have gone anybody's way, but then there was that the one fight that happened just maybe 5 minutes ago, leading to the Baron, and that was the end of the game.
Dead even for almost 30 straight minutes. Both teams going back and forth, putting up a huge fight, but TLP managed to take down the Baron and ran away with the rest of the game.
That's a feels-good game.
Feels good for
no matter
TLP.
what side you're on.
It doesn't matter what side you're on, because at that point, Power Flashes have to say, oh man,
that was a good game.
That was great.
That was a good game. That's the kind of game you're like, anybody could win. Yeah, we lost and it sucks, but that was such a good game.
Yeah. So we will be back with the 4th and final game of the day. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the final game of the 2018 GetRECt Fall Split Week 2 Gold-Capped Demacia Division.
That's another mouthful.
See, I just switch it up every time. I don't actually have a set amount, like, I don't have a set order that I put them in, so it just gets harder and harder every time that I say it. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to say it this time. But in any case, we are getting ready for the final game of the day. It is Gecko's Slammer Armageddon versus the Piltover Pokes, otherwise known as Osu.
Osu.
So now, let's get into this game, and would you like to introduce the left side team?
Yes, I will introduce GSM Gecko Slammer Armageddon. Dogmar in the top lane playing the Gnar. Elzacco 69 in the jungle on the Graves. Goddess of Storms on the Orianna in the mid lane. Levis in the bot lane on the Kaisa. And Silver Spade 10 on the Nami as support.
I've got to say, I've never heard someone pronounce his name Levis.
Levi's?
Between me and Alex, I always called him Levi's, and he always called him Levi's.
Levi's?
Or, like, you know,
yeah.
Levi's versus Levi's. And Levis.
There's so many different pronunciations to pronounce this.
So many different pronunciations. Meanwhile, on the red side, the Piltover Pokes, the Oklahoma State University team, otherwise known as Osu. Majestic Emu playing Poppy in the top lane. Brinticus in the jungle on Jarvan. Kilgar in the mid lane on Ari. And the bot lane, AFS Alarm 777 playing Ashe. And Silercia on Sona.
Yeah, definitely. First thing I note is Brinticus is not playing that Shen. I can note that week 1, both of those games, he played Shen jungle, and it was a pain to try and deal with.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, so 100 Steves did play against Power Flashes last week, lost to them 2-0, and apparently Brinticus played Shen both games, Shen jungle.
Yes.
I assume that worked out because you lost horribly.
It did work out very well. Something that I should have known because I actually played Shen jungle back 2 seasons ago. But it's something that I should have watched out for and known. But it's one of those things that makes it very easy to get rid of the take the action to the Shen. If you put Shen in the top lane, if you take the action to the Shen, he can't ult anywhere. But if you put Shen in the jungle, he can still ult anywhere. And it's harder to take the action to him.
Yeah. Actually, I think the most interesting pick here in this game is the Sona support. You don't really see Sona all that much. She hasn't particularly been super strong recently. She did recently, I think she got buffs to something.
But if you look at Silercia's pool, you'll notice that Sona is a little bit of a comfort pick there.
Yeah.
So maybe not something that's necessarily in the meta, but something put a lot of hours into and a lot of time in.
Yeah, and it's not like Sona is particularly like hard to play. You know, it's something that you can always fall back on and pick up. It's just one of those things. It's more about like, okay, well, how much of my mana should I be using at any given point in any given laning phase against any given champion?
Yeah.
It's more about the knowledge of when you do things as Sona than how you do things as Sona. You know, you're not thinking about like, oh, well, you know, for my Z combo, I've got to, you know, it's like, oh,
I gotta push R, and then I gotta push
well,
this.
yeah,
and that,
I've got a WQ, hope to get the double E off R, and then E again because the cooldown is short enough to do that. Sona's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna have like this much mana, I suppose, at the end, you know, after like rotating through these spells, hitting him with this power core. It's more about like, oh, and now Sona taking a bunch of damage. Silver Spade and Solercia both having a lot of. Oh,
yeah, Majestic Dogmar on the bad side of this trade in the top lane with the gank coming in from Brinticus.
Yeah, Emu and Brinticus teaming up to force Dogmar to flash. Emu flashed away from the Gnar crunch. It's not hop when he's in Mega Form. It's crunch. That's what he does to the ground.
He crunches it.
Yep. But Majestic Emu should be having a hard enough time in this laning phase. Gnar bullies basically every single melee champion in the top lane.
Except for Nautilus, which we just saw.
Except for Nautilus, which we just saw, and Aatrox usually ends up being a pretty hard sell for him as well, just because Aatrox has hella healing.
Because he's Aatrox.
Yeah, he's got hella healing and hella damage, so...
So no, Zelkai on the bot side. Bubble goes wide from Silver Spade. Doesn't look like they're not going to get too much from this game.
Yeah, El Zacco is here, but it looks like it is all in vain. AFS Alarm 777 taking some damage from Levi's, what do you call
Void
it?
Seeker?
Void Seeker.
I'll say I think that's what we agreed on.
Yeah, we agreed on Void Seeker, and I'm pretty sure that's the actual name of the spell.
But no, that was really unfortunate, though. Silver Spade trying to get the prediction with the bubble, didn't quite get it, and aimed a little too far forward.
Yeah, and as well, unfortunate for El Zacco not being able to do anything. They're basically just wasting his time trying to assist his bot lane. So now the only place that we haven't seen any action really is the mid lane, Kilgar versus Goddess of Storms. But with both of them at level 5, level 6 coming up soon, I bet, it's going to get very interesting very fast. Ahri getting that Spirit Rush, and Goddess of Storms having the...
Definitely, El Zacco better watch out, runs right into Kilgar.
Yeah, El Zacco walks right into Kilgar, gets knocked up, and First Blood goes over to Kilgar. Unfortunate for El Zacco, but them's the kicks.
Yes, that's how that works.
Ahri wasn't in lane. You had to assume that she was going bot because you didn't see her leaving through topside.
Because that's where you have the vision.
Yeah, you have vision topside, but, you know, sucks for you, I guess. Silver Spade basically just throwing these bubbles out indiscriminately, hoping to catch Solercia. And now Majestic Emu, the most majestic of the emus. Goddess of Storms flashes away and cleanses as Brinticus comes in for the gank. Now, with no summoners whatsoever, Kilgar as well, having used the flash there during the gank, is going to force Goddess of Storms to be a little more cautious. Majestic Emu getting the stun and the damage onto Dogmar. But I want to talk about Solercia getting hit by like every single Void Seeker that Levi's has thrown.
It's almost like I'm playing support.
Basically,
it's almost like I'm playing Lux support.
It's like you combined with Sirene with a little bit of me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the aggression of me, the inability to hit a skill shot of you, and the not really knowing what to do in lane of Sirene.
No, not the inability to hit a skill shot, because Sona has no skill shots. It's the inability to dodge skill shots.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot we were talking about Solercia. Yeah. Just like moving way too far forward and then just like getting hit and like,
I'm done. Sorry, guys.
I
guess
I'll just get hit. I guess I'll take a bunch of damage.
Which, for those of you who watching, a very good representation of that was my brand game that I played.
Oh, Silver Spade getting a whole lot of damage onto Solercia with the Ebb and Flow combined with the Aqua Prison. I actually do want to take a second to look at...
Yes.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong side. Wait, that doesn't make... There we go. Let's look at Nami for a second. Is maxing the ebb and flow, but Kilgar is down here, has one charge left of the Spirit Rush, take a bunch of damage from the Void Seeker. The heal comes out from AFS Alarm, and an unsuccessful gank from Kilgar forces him to go back. I was checking for a second to see if Silver Spade was in fact maxing ebb and flow. It's a pretty safe and common pick for Nami's. But if you want to be a little more aggressive, you can take the Aqua Prison. More of your damage is front-loaded into that hit. If you're looking for more extended trades, then Aqua Prison tends to be a better idea against.
And he has been throwing it out like
everywhere. And he has been throwing it out basically on cooldown. So that was my other thought. It was like, oh, well, is all your damage loaded into that?
Nope. It looks like he's going for the safer ebb and flow route for those extended trades.
And so now, despite having first blood on their side, the Piltover Pokes are even in gold against GSM, with GSM having a 10 CS lead in the top lane and a 15 CS lead in the bot lane.
Definitely.
Yeah. Dogmar very expectedly doing well against Majestic Emu. Just Gnar doing really well against Poppy or any other given melee top tank, usury sort of person.
But this is also really interesting with how active Brinticus has been on the map this early game. You think his laners, would be ahead in CS with how active we've seen him.
It's crazy because Brinticus is actually still ahead of Elzacco in CS. He has been able to. Oh, the flash comes out from Majestic Emu. Dogmar is going to flash away, and now Majestic Emu uses the ultimate, but does not get an impactful knock up against Dogmar. Brinticus is here, but too late. Basically a wasted ultimate for Majestic Emu. At least he got the flash away from Dogmar in exchange for his own.
Yes, but that was a very good flash stun engage from Majestic Emu. Very well thought out. Maybe a little bit early. His jungler wasn't quite there. Maybe he could have held back on it for a moment, but that was a good opportunity to go in.
That was the opportune moment, basically. That was the one time that Majestic Emu was like, oh, wait a minute, that's like the perfect time for me to flash stun. But now with Brinticus coming in, Dogmar is not going to get knocked up, but he is going to get pulled in and stunned and killed by Majestic Emu. Great gank here, combining using the combo of the Cataclysm and the Poppy stun. What that's called? Heroic Charge?
Heroic Charge, yes.
Yeah, using the Heroic Charge in concert with the Cataclysm in order to take down Dogmar's Gnar, such a slippery creature. But now Solercia is going to go down thanks to the Ignite from Silver Spade, knocking him up. And now Levi's is going to kill AFS Alarm. The Killer Instinct bringing him in range to take down that very, very, very low health Ash.
And real quick, going back up to that topside fight, it was really unfortunate for Dogmar. We saw him use his Gnar right as the Cataclysm started. And so that means he didn't have those he didn't actually have those walls to do anything with.
Yeah. Still through Brinticus,
but he wasn't able to land anything.
Yeah, didn't actually get the hit onto the Cataclysm wall because Brinticus hadn't landed yet.
No, which is very unfortunate.
The Cataclysm, interestingly enough, still completes, as you saw, it still completes and creates the wall even if he's interrupted during the jump. That's more of just an animation rather than like a channel.
Oh, good
stunned up by Majestic Emu. Dogmar going to take a bunch of damage here. Majestic Emu gets the shield off the Gnar. Mega Gnar is available. He stuns up Majestic Emu, throws the house at him, and that's going to be all good.
It's going to be all she wrote.
All she wrote. Majestic Emu healing up a bunch of his health here, thanks to the Grasp of the Undying.
A little bit of chill in the action right now. Going through, we see now in top and mid lane the CS actually reversing in the other direction. Top lane at least getting even, 2 CS, 3 CS lead, not a whole lot, but mid lane starting to get a little bit of a CS lead in the favor of the Piltover Pokes.
Yeah, that does make sense. Now 2 members of the Piltover Pokes are going to be knocked up, but that ultimate... Goddess of Storms flashes the Cataclysm. Kilgar and AFS Alarm are going to be caught. Kilgar goes down after killing Goddess of Storms himself. Elzacco and Silver Spade, both very low, can't move too far forward or risk dying. But there are no ultimates left on this bottom side of the map. But Solercia is going to go down to Levi's, and now AFS Alarm can't really do anything. He's going to just... he's going to continue the chase as Majestic Emu is here. Dogmar jumping in, and Majestic Emu versus Dogmar. Majestic Emu is knocked up. Bridgicus jumps away. He's going to throw away the top laner of GSM, but now Elzacco and Levi's are going to team up to take down the top laner of the Piltover Pokes.
And now this is a very scary bot laner that we have on the side of GS.
Yeah, a 4-kill Kaisa.
This is very scary right now. You know that just gonna go back to base. Well, first they're gonna get this ocean, but eventually they're just gonna go back to base and use all that gold. That was 3 kills in that fight for the Kaisa.
3 kills in that fight. Kaisa is basically just going to go back and get her pickaxe as well as her recurve bow. That's going to be a lot of AD and attack speed in the funnel for Levi's. He might actually be staying, trying to get an extra item.
It looks like he is. I think he's trying to just run this in. He knows that Ashe is not back yet. ASF Alarm is not quite back yet to lane. He's going to let this crash into the turret to deny that farm as well. All right, let's see how... Getting ready to go back. Let's see how much gold.
He has 1,600 in the funnel. He's going to buy his... He's going to buy his pickaxe and his recurve bow, and now Majestic Emus and Dogmar duking it out 1v1, but Majestic Emu looks like he's on the better end of this fight. Dodges everything that Dogmar has to offer. Going to push this large minion wave into the top side. Brinticus may be joining him here. No, he is just going to go back instead. This is what I get for trying to. This is what I get for trying to predict what junglers are going to do. I have no idea what they're going to do.
This is why you should just stick to play-by-play.
See, I just think you know, isn't a jungler there to support his team and help them do well? No, the
as a former
items.
Jungler, I can tell you that's no.
Yeah, screw the laners. They don't really matter.
No, they don't. No. CS is more important than that. Yeah, and as you saw, Elzacco was like, "Nah, my top laner is fine. I'm taking Grump."
Yeah, it's like, you know, my top laner can just die, you know.
Yeah, see, the best way that, you know, junglers help their team is when you find that good guy jungler who gives over the buff.
Well, yeah, and then he gets rolled over by the rest of the league because you can't be a nice guy jungler without getting Oh, wow.
Oh, Gnar getting knocked away.
Yeah, Dogmar getting thrown back by Majestic Emu. He has no ultimate now, but 4 members of the Piltover Pokes are pushing this bottom lane. They don't really have a minion wave, however. They can just clear it, and now GSM has the Rift Herald.
There you go. That's
go.
The word you're looking for.
It took me a little bit, and Solercia is a magnet. He is a Void Seeker magnet.
He is a Void Seeker magnet. Crystal Arrow just misses. It goes wide.
I have to imagine that had to have been a misclick, just because that was so immediate and also so strange. Like you can't dive that really.
No, not really. I don't know. I honestly don't know why they were sitting there trying to siege that for so long. Between the Orianna and the Kaisa, they have a lot of wave clear there.
Yeah, it's hard to siege against. It's hard to siege against either of the two.
But the two
it's
combined.
It's even harder to siege against both of them combined. It's, you know, like the two of them still sitting there, unless they're actually going to... Brinticus is going to flash forward, but doesn't actually get the knock up. Elzacco is going to jump away. Silverspade throws the tidal wave, knocks up Solercia, and Silverspade is going to try and get the kill. But now Kilgar jumping in. Brinticus going to take down Silverspade. Levi's jumping into Kilgar with the killer instinct, but he doesn't get the kill. It's going to be a 3-0 in favor of the Piltover Pokes. Three members now pushing the bot wave, or the bot lane turret, and Elzacco doesn't really have the wave clear to take them down. Bridges doesn't have flash. What the hell is he doing?
Bridges, what happened? I'm assuming he didn't have the flag and drag to get back over the wall and hoped he'd have a good guy teammate who'd take the turret for him.
Oh boy. At least AFS
Ooh,
alarm.
good charm from
Kilgar. Great charm. Majestic Emu flashes away from the crunch, and Dogmar is going to take a bunch of turret shots. Majestic Emu might actually win this. His ult is up just now. His flash still down, and Dogmar...
Oh, he does get it to go down.
What was that?
That wouldn't have been... It wouldn't have been Scorch because...
There were no minions.
Oh, Corrupting Potion.
Corrupting Potion.
It was a Corrupting Potion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really good. I think that was a Corrupting Potion burn.
With the Corrupting Potion tick takes down Dogmar using that passive. Now Silver Spade clearing out vision on the bot side. Dragon's not up for another minute and 15 seconds.
Ooh, that was a lot going on in a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Good trades from both teams.
Now 1,500 gold lead for the Piltover Pokes.
Definitely. Those kills starting to cash in. Levis is not quite able to manage in these team fights with Jarvan being so flexible, with Kilgar jumping around so much. Celercia is, yes, a skill shot magnet, but is Sona and has been just healing themselves up this whole time.
Yeah. The Sona, although it has been rather underwhelming in lane, is doing great. Oh, AFS Alarm manages to stun Elzacco, but honestly, just kind of questionable Enchanted Crystal arrows.
It was a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let the other one go as a misclick. But now Kilgar takes Silver Spade so low, doesn't manage to force anything out from the support GSM.
So I'm assuming the one that you meant when they were sieging.
Yeah, the one when they were sieging, that was definitely a questionable one. But also, I'll let that one go because that one looks so much like a misclick that it can't, like...
I'm assuming that they were searching for the vision. Oh, but a good Aqua Person lands onto Brinticus with no follow-up.
Yeah, no follow-up, and honestly, there wasn't really much that they could have done there. Not having Levi's them right there would have meant that any fight they took was a 4-3. So... Now,
yes, oh, and Brinticus coming down. TP coming down from Majestic Emu. Brinticus, they want this kill onto Levis.
They're just looking to take down Levi's, but they can't quite get him. Brinticus does not have Flash, but he does have Cataclysm. Levi's has already used Flash. The Cataclysm comes out. It's Silver Spade and Levi's versus Majestic Emu, Celercia, and Brinticus. And now Levi's is going to go down. Kilgar is here. He doesn't quite have ultimate. It's about to come up in a few seconds. He can dash forward, but he doesn't have the charm. Opts to not the Spirit Rush. They're going to just take the dragon instead.
So, and I think that's definitely a good thing. That's an Infernal. That's good. Back off, take the safe play, get the Drake. Silver Spade using the prison to check the bush, trying to see if there's anybody nearby.
Yeah, Silver Spade has been using his prisons very offensively, aggressively so far in this game, making sure that, like, oh, well, you know,
ooh. Poppy with the Keeper's Verdict saying, no, we're not even giving you a shot at this. Get out of here.
No. This is not your place to steal.
It's like, no, we're not even giving you the option to steal this. Get out of here.
Now, this Ahri is actually quite scary. A 4, 1, and 2 Ahri. 1 full item plus the Oblivion Orb. Having that extra magic penetration going a lot of damage to basically every member but Gnar. 4 squishy members. Graves hasn't really gotten into that sort of like tanky daddy sort of look yet.
Tanky daddy.
You know, he hasn't become daddy. He's just Graves.
Wait, you can't. Graves isn't daddy though. That's Braum.
No. Braum is on a different plane of existence than Graves.
Okay, all right.
Graves is like, yeah, Graves is like daddy. Braum is like, oh, daddy. Honestly, he might even be like a, oh, mama. You can't compare the two.
Okay, all right,
just
I'll give you that.
But yeah, in any case, the comparisons, or the the thing stands. Goddess of Storms is engaged on, but he doesn't have flash. Brinticus is knocked up and killed. Kilgar is too far forward. He doesn't have his flash anymore. El Zacco takes him down. Celercia doesn't have anything left. Only flashes away, and if Zacco pursues, it's going to be 2 kills off of a bad engage by the Piltover Pokes.
And you were saying about Grace being daddy.
And hey,
carrying that
I was gonna
right,
say, hey,
he carried
if he
that
goes,
right there. That was
he
a
goes
great
back
fight.
after that. He just got a couple of, he just got a couple of kills here. If he goes back now, he may well ascend to daddy status.
You know, we'll have to see. But no, got to end up getting that mid lane tower off that fight as well. Good rotation from Dogmar coming down to help the team with that.
Yeah, Dogmar doing a great job at making sure that his team has him to support, not going for that split pushy sort of Gnar build. He is building a Warden's Mail. That means either a Randuin's Omen,
Yep.
or a Thorn Mail,
Yeah.
or Frozen Heart. There we go.
I was like, at the third one,
Yeah,
I was
the
waiting.
third one
You
is-
were trying. I was like, I'll wait for you. I'll
The
wait for
third
you.
one is a cold thing.
I was like, I'll wait. You were trying so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll wait.
I'm
I'll
gonna
wait.
go with It's a Thorn Mail just because AFS Alarm does all of his damage off of auto attacks.
I was saying,
Randuin's Omen doesn't really make any sense just because I don't know. It's wrong against Ash, you know.
I personally like it just
all
because
of her stuff is crits technically.
Well, it stops crit. It does less damage.
Yeah,
2 crits.
even though all of her stuff is crits and Randuin's does, block that damage. I think Thornmail does better just in general because also Brinticus does a lot of auto attacking. And
that is true.
And and just having a little more damage. The defensive stats given from Thornmail are, I believe they're better than Randuin's Omen. It's Randuin's Omen has the Cold Steel passive as well as the active.
Mm-hmm. No.
We definitely know that he's not going for a Frozen Heart.
Yeah,
That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
That does no, and he does pick up the Giant's Belt, which that means it's probably is going to go to the Randuin's Omen.
Damn it.
Which would have been my guess.
Well,
just
actually,
because
yeah, that just makes more sense in general because
he's not looking to split push.
Yeah.
If he was looking to split push, I would say the Thornmail. But he's looking to team fight. He's going to jump in on them. He's going to
slow
ult them.
them
He's going to
all.
slow
Yeah.
them. He's looking for that team fight
And
capabilities.
also, in retrospect, if you're going for a Thornmail, you definitely build Bramblevest first.
Yes.
You definitely want the passive from the Thornmail is the by
Bramble
far,
Vest.
yeah.
And you can buy a Bramble Vest and sit on it and not even finish the Thornmail yet.
Yeah, you can finish your Thornmail in an armor item and a half. But for now, definitely if you are going Warden's Mail first, you'll want the Randuins unless you're playing against like, I don't know, One-Hit Vayne or something.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, but when are you actually going to see a Hunt hit Vayne? Oh, but the ultimate from El Zacco going to be used, trying to catch out Brinticus. Half health sims going to force him back.
Got some pings on that bot side inner turret, telling all of the members of Piltover Pokes that Dogmar is down there. He is pushing in the turret, and Majestic Emu just about has TP up. He's here, and in any case, and he is going to stop Dogmar's advance onto that bot side turret.
Off he goes, the Dino Gnar, Mega Gnar running away.
He is a big pink dinosaur.
Now he's just a cute little dinosaur.
He's a cute little thing in a dinosaur hoodie.
Close enough.
He's an ancient Yordle, whatever. I saw his lore got updated the other day. I still haven't.
Oh, I should go look into that.
Yeah. God, I love what the lore team is doing for Riot. That's just.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But no, this game is slowing down a lot slower than the other games we've seen. Oh, but
Majestic Emu is. That's the Cataclysm coming out, forces a flash immediately away, and now El Zacco is going to go down. Brinticus also as well, dead. Goddess of Storms is running away, but he is going to live.
Mega Gnar keeps
Kilgar
Drakmar
goes down.
alive!
Yeah, Majestic Emu is jumping into the middle of them. Solercia is still alive, still healing up. Majestic Emu and AFS Alarm, both of those two are going to be healed up and stunned up. It's going to be a 3 for 2 in favor of the Pokes. I did not see that happening after Kilgar went down. Brinticus for Zacho is a pretty solid 1v1 trade, but Kilgar going down, I thought that would mean a lot more death and destruction on the side of the Pokes.
It would, but not necessarily. ASF Alarm doing a really good job positioning himself on the back line, whittling down all of the tanks, has the Bork and the Hurricane, is going to be doing a lot of teamfight damage.
Yeah, AFS Alarm doing a great job at tearing down the tankiness of Dogmar, as well as with the actually it's only only 30% crit, so only doing marginally more damage than with the regular auto attacks. Getting that Infinity Edge on Ash.
I don't know if you do after the reworked, because you do always get the old Infinity Edge, but I don't know about the new one.
Always got one. So, do you just build like 3 crit items? Because obviously crit is really strong on Ashe.
Yes.
But with that, I would have to say, with that BF sword, with the BF sword in her inventory, I would have to say that's gotta be for Infinity Edge. Like, you're not gonna be building.
What you're not gonna be building Bloodthirster.
Yeah,
you're
definitely not building Bloodthirster.
You're not building
Essence Reaver, and you probably aren't building. You probably aren't building Guardian Angel.
Not quite yet at this
time.
stage, no.
Well, just the fact that they don't have any dive. Like, their dive is Levi's, and if Levi's dies, he dives.
Well,
he
and
dies.
Dogmar.
Yeah, and Dogmar, but like Dogmar still isn't looking to like focus down AFS Alarm.
No, it's not like the split push Gnar build that we seen last time, who wants to dive into the fights and just murder the ADC and other squishies.
Yeah, so AFS Alarm right now has to be going for the Infinity Edge, so that will give him 60% crit as well as the extra true damage on his auto attacks. Yeah, not having a dragon on the map, it seems like the Pokes are almost kind of lost, just looking for a pick. Dogmar taken down to about half health. The Cataclysm comes out, but Brinticus is going to die. Dogmar knocked away by the Keeper's Verdict. Goddess of Storms goes down by way of Kilgar.
Zacho forced the flash away with the slow.
Dogmar stuns up 2, and now Kilgar runs away with his last charge of Spirit Rush. It's a 1-for-1, the mid lane of GSM jungler of the Pokes.
Yeah, and honestly, in this case, without a Drake being up, I mean, yes, Baron is up, but I honestly think that is a good trade for the Piltover Pokes at this moment. There is no real big Drake to go capture. Neither team is going to go for Baron at this moment. So, in that case, I think I would make that trade.
I think it's just even either way. Like, the fact that they are 600 gold apart right now, a 1-for-1 doesn't really do anything for either side unless it's like, I suppose.
Oh, this is the support.
Levi's for like Majestic Emu with no cooldowns.
Yeah. Okay. I heard you about to say Solercia, but it's like, but Solercia's doing a lot on those backlines with those heals. Like, you can't quite
Majestic Emu.
You can't quite single out that support.
Yeah, Solercia is doing a great job, especially the fact that
Brinticus is going to come in. Zacho getting collapsed upon.
The Cataclysm is up. He's going to Cataclysm onto Zacho. Majestic Emu is going to stun him here, and now Solercia is going to do enough damage. Brinticus takes the kill with his Demacian Standard.
The Command Protect so close, almost kept him alive, but not quite.
Not quite. Majestic Emu and Brinticus teaming up to do the great heroic charge Cataclysm combo that has taken down so many opponents so far in this game.
Definitely getting the speed up from Solercia as well on the Sona. Just running around the map, taking objectives, well, not really objectives, there's not an objective, but taking kills and making sure to put their team in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it's like the Pokes have never really seemed behind at all. They've never been like, oh, well, what are we doing now? They have always been like, oh, well, there's nothing on the map. I guess we're just going for picks now. It doesn't seem to be a super, like, it doesn't seem to be a super calculated, like, we go for picks now. It just seems to be like a, okay, there's nothing but Baron.
Let's fight.
Let's kill Zacho until he, it's like, let's kill Zacho until he rage quits. That's kind of, like, that seems to be their mood right now. It's like, okay,
I think it's just kill anyone
yeah,
on the side of GSM.
Is someone slightly out of position? Yes,
Let's
we'll kill him.
Oh,
The
Kilgar
flash
with
forward,
the
but
flash.
Kilgar uses the next charge of Spirit Rush, takes down Silverspade. Now Kilgar, Dogmar is going to die as well. Brinticus loses his life, but Levi's is taken low as well. Majestic Emu knocks away 2 members of GSM, and with the minion wave pushing in on the top lane as well as the mid lane, it looks like the Piltover Pokes can take this inner turret wherever they seem to please.
So it looks like they decide to take top turret, ASF Alarm, and Kilgar roaming up top, going to get that turret and push it in.
Kilgar taken
getting
very
really
low
close.
and actually just dies from El Zacho. Moving too far forward, and now Majestic Emu may be in a bad spot if he decides to... Okay. Woo.
Good guy ADC with the volley slow. Good guy ADC.
Thank you, Ash. AFS Alarm finally having the Infinity Edge, gets the increased slow from his volley.
And that's going to be really impactful in later fights, because without a tank, really, Levis, Zacho, they're going to want to rush in on you. El Zacho is, one of these shorter ranged,
and the fact that both of them having dashes means a lot for Infernal Drake. The third Infernal Drake of the game is going to go down. That is the last Elemental Drake that we will see. It is 2-2 on Drakes. Almost 2,000 gold in the lead for the Piltover Pokes. Clearing minions here, but by no means is this a game with a lead. This does not feel like a game with the lead, even though the Piltover Pokes are slightly ahead. They're still playing this very respectfully, very evenly.
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of teams you'll see, oh, we got to kill lead. We got to, we got another objective. We got to kill lead. We can play this. We can get aggressive. But they're respecting the fact that, even though they are ahead, their damages are extremely squishy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple fact. Kai'Sa scales harder than Ashe.
Yeah.
1. A good Gnar ends the game.
That's
basically,
true.
Once everyone gets to the late game stage, a good Gnar ends the game. A good Shockwave ends the game. You have to play respectfully around this and make sure to pick. Dogmar is not going to get knocked up, but he slows up Brinticus. He's going to take a bunch of damage. He's going to be pulled in by the Cataclysm. He uses the Gnar to actually stun 2 members, but now with the teleport used by the Pokes, 1 member, Dogmar, down for GSM. 5 members versus 4.
ASF Alarm trying to clear the pink, but ends up aggroing Baron with the Runans.
Oh, but Zacho's here doesn't quite get the charm by Kilgar. They might as well just go for it. They've got 30 seconds until Dogmar's up.
That is the main tank on the side of GSM.
Either they start it now or... Oh, Majestic
flash
Emu flashes the wall. Goddess of Storms is going to get knocked up. Killed by Celercia of all people. Now El Zacho running away. 2 members dead for GSM, and all 5 members of Piltover Pokes are rotating to the Baron. They look like they're just going to take it now.
I'll say, yeah, no, this is the time they want. They still have 3 seconds on Dogmar. He has TP, but GSM has no wards in the area. They made sure they cleared them all out.
It doesn't matter who's coming in, because Oklahoma State University is going to take down the Baron. The first Baron of the game, 36 minutes, and now with these Baron-empowered minions, they are going to go back and head to wherever they can push their lead. Let's see where that is. We have Kilgar running toward the mid lane. He and Brinticus heading that direction. AFS Alarm following them. Celercia following them, and Majestic Emu isn't doing anything.
Nope, he might be waiting for a little bit more.
Yeah,
but no,
buying a control
Brinticus
ward.
is looking more like Sprinticus right now.
You got him.
Using those home guards as well as the speed boost from Celercia to get wherever he needs to on this map.
Yeah,
And that's another good pickup reason for the Sona. There have been no wind drakes this game, which means no increased movement speed. The Sona supplies that in her AoE.
With no Cloud Drakes, every little bit of movement speed counts here when you're talking about the macro game. And now, with this 4,000 gold lead, Oklahoma State can run wherever they want, aided by Sona's celerity. Is it,
I don't remember which one it is. It's the purple one.
Yeah, it's the purple one, but it's,
her E?
I know it's her E.
Okay, I got that right at least.
I've played enough Sona to know it's her E. I'm just wondering if it's RS celerity or... like,
oh, Kilgar 1v1ing Zako in the bot lane, forced to flash away. Does use the ignite on that as well.
All I know is Adagio Summoner. The bot lane turret is going to go down thanks to Kilgar using both of his summoners and his ultimate for that, forcing Zako and Dogmar both to come down and try and stop him. That is 2 turrets taken for Oklahoma State. They're going to try and push it in 6 turrets to 3. They are at a they're at a 5,500 gold lead. And now they don't have that much sieging, but AFS Alarm is going to do what he can. The ADC for Oklahoma State going to try and take down this turret against
keep the cannon
Levi's
minion alive.
Goddess.
It's going to do a lot of damage, but looks like nope. No protect the cannon right now.
Yeah, now almost a full 6,000 gold ahead. It would take Oklahoma State a really bad team fight to lose this advantage that they've built here. They do have there's a large minion wave for GSM pushing the top wave. No recall or no teleports available for the pokes. So someone will have to go back and they won't be able to rejoin the team.
No, that's going to be really impactful in the next fight. That's at that point, as soon as they see someone back, that's the time where GSM wants to start stretching their legs and start trying to take back some of this map.
Yeah, and here we go. That is Majestic Emu heading back. The moment they see him show his face in top lane, that's the time for them to push things back out. Go in, clear their own jungle. Get vision on that Elder Drake that's coming up in 30 seconds.
I'll say it's not taking very long at all, and Majestic Emu's TP is not going to be up in that time, so he's going to have to start running down there.
Yeah, Majestic Emu still with almost 2 minutes remaining on his TP. He won't be able to join any sort of fight. If the Elder Drake becomes a point of contention for both of these teams.
Dogmar he is still able to split push, so GSM still has the ability to control the sideways as well as contest that Drake.
Yeah, and if Majestic Emu has any sense of wave management at all, he will be able to do this. As a former support player, I had no idea how to control waves and get them to push back out. I always managed to get them pushing back into me, but as soon as I was like, oh, wait a minute, I have to stop doing this because now I'm playing ADC, and that's just really not okay.
Yeah,
I immediately learned.
So right now he's backing off. He already has a massive wave. It's going to crash. This wave is going to push towards GSM.
Meanwhile, Zako is actually doing the same thing in the mid lane, so Majestic Emu has opted to stay. He has seen that there is not actually going to be a fight right just this moment. He still has a minute left on his TP cooldown. Brinticus stunned up, pulled in, has to flag and drag away.
He's going to be the locket as well.
Yeah, he's going to be forced to move and take this honey fruit. That's still not going to get him back to full though. He won't be entirely healthy yet. But now with Dogmar here, Brinticus flashes forward, and he does have the Cataclysm, but he doesn't want to go in. Just wastes his flash.
I think he was more so looking for the knock-up there. Didn't quite get it. He's done this a couple times this game.
Yeah, he's failed his flag and drag
flash. He's trying to get the
flash.
flag and drag flash knock-up, and he's been messing it up a couple times this game. I don't know if it's just jitters, nerves, or maybe a little bit of inexperience on the champion.
It's a hard enough thing to hit. I don't blame you if you can't really get that.
It's not like you're doing a flash taunt or a flash gnar or something like that.
Yeah. It's not a flash taunt, it's not a flash, or it's not a body slam flash, it's not those have much wider hitboxes and longer times. So in general, it is harder to get a flag drag flash. So I don't blame him, but at the same time, he did blow his flash.
He did. And now in the top lane, it looks like it has evened out and will push slightly in the favor of GSM. Dogmar is able to get to the fight, though. He does have TP. Kilgar is not quite there yet, but that's not going to stop OK State from starting up the Elder Drake.
Yeah, Elder Drake chunked down to about 9,000 HP. They're going to continue going. And now Kilgar in the back, forcing GSM to chase him. 2 members of them going forward, and it doesn't seem like Oklahoma State is communicating very well.
No, it's not, but a good stun onto El Zacco. He can see.
Yeah, Zacco is stunned again. Now the Cataclysm comes out. Briticus is going to get the kill here. And that's it. That's the jungler. Go for it.
That's it.
Go for it,
Go for that Drake. No smite. Go. That's 50 seconds.
I didn't think I'd ever say this in my life, but let's go OSU! And now Kilgar flashes forward, takes down Silver Spade with the Charm combo. Dogmar is in here, Celercia goes down, but Dogmar is going to lose his life as well. It's about 1,500 health left for the Elder Drake, and he's going to go down as well. Now Levi's is charmed, taking down. He has the shield, but it's not going to be enough before he resurrects from his Guardian Angel, and he's going to flash away immediately. Majestic Emu chasing him, knocks him up, takes him down. That is a 2 for ace. 5 members of Oklahoma State pushing the mid lane and bot lane. They're trying to go for the double-pronged approach, take both of these turrets. And now, with the minions pushing in the mid and the minions pushing in the bot, they're going to head just into the base.
El Zacco is up. Silver Spade's going to be up in 4 seconds, but there's not a lot they can do.
Yeah, they have to pick which side of the map they're going to try and defend. The blue turret down in the mid lane. Also, the top turret, or if you have to watch, the top turret for Oklahoma State is actually down as well. The minion wave there. Great push by, great counter push by GSM. Dogmar pushing that out and taking that turret. It actually only ends up being a 1-for-1, and the inhibitor. The mid lane inhibitor going down in favor of Oklahoma State. With the Baron up, that could spell an easy Baron for the Pokes.
Definitely. And the side of GSM, it's a good choice by El Zacco. Going to the turret, he can clear the minion wave. He can defend against the Poppy. He wouldn't have been able to defend against Kilgar and ASF Alarm both. So he picked the turret he could defend. He held it and only lost 1 inhib versus 2. So, good play there by El Zacco and Silver Spade, getting up, running to defend what they can, and just forfeiting what they couldn't.
Yeah, there's no way you win that 2v1. Even the 2v2, if it's Graves and Nami versus a super damagey Kilgar and AFS Alarm, AFS Alarm with the damage there as, just having both of the damage dealers.
By Scuttler, that just vanished.
Yeah, and now Oklahoma State has uncontested vision over here. It's going to take just the Void Seekers and things like that for GSM to find any sort of purchase here in the vision department. No sweepers available on the side of Oklahoma State, so they won't be able to clear vision. Aside from, actually, they don't have any control wards either.
No, they don't. GSM does have El Zacco does have his trinket, his sweeping trinket, but that is the last one up. They do have a couple of wards, but that is just about it.
Yeah, now GSM doing what they can, making sure that Oklahoma State is still hanging around in these bushes.
Crystal Arrow goes wide. The Keeper's Verdict gets Dogmar, knocks him back.
Yeah, now it doesn't really do anything. AFS Alarm doesn't have his enchanted Crystal Arrow, won't be able to lock down a single member of GSM the way that he has been trying to, but he still has a lot of damage despite that.
Poppy now really tanky, almost has the full build, has the stone plate, and now you see has the elixir of iron as well, has the craft herpes sitting behind him.
Yeah,
all the little glitter sparkles behind him.
This is a 7,000 or 8,000 gold lead for the Piltover Pokes, but it doesn't feel like that. Everyone's almost at full build at this point. Everyone working on their last items,
except the good guy supports.
Except for the supports. Actually, no, they're all working on their last item.
Oh, that's right. Sports are
Yeah,
working
it's
on their
the
last
fact.
item.
Yeah, because you always
Oh
take.
no, not yet. Silver Spade still has to finish his Athenes.
Yeah, he's working on his last item.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because they
He's
only buy
working.
5.
Yeah,
They
because you
only buy 5.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
buy 5 in
They only
control
buy
rooms.
5, and it's just that's right. I'm why. This is why I don't play support. Because I don't know
Yeah,
these
that's
things.
you. Because you're the kind of guy that buys 6 items like a nerd.
Like a nerd, because I want to get more damage. Oh, but here we go. Piltover Poke starting the Baron up, and it doesn't look like GSM knows. And if they do know, they're just gonna give it up.
Yeah, they burn that down almost immediately. Now, with Majestic Emu not quite having his teleport, it looks like all of Oklahoma State is just going to go back, reset, and start to try and go for their final push. 8,000 gold in the lead.
And this might just spell the end for GSM. The Baron coming in, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to defend these waves coming in. Baron minions means that the Orianna is going to have less wave clear. It's not going to be as effective. So that gives them a chance. That gives the Pokes a chance to siege down either the top or bot.
Yeah, and with Levi's only doing a marginal amount of damage in the first place to these minions, it seems like they're not going to be able to really even do anything. Like, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to do anything super effective against these Baron minions, especially with the super minion in the mid lane. El Sacco moves a little far forward, takes a whole bunch of damage. He is taken down to half health. Silver Spade is going to be forced to heal him up with his ebb and not the flow because he's bouncing.
Nope, only the ebb. He could use the flow now, but the minions are starting to die so fast that he can't. Good rotation here, going down to the bot lane. They recognize the mid lane as they have to wait for the wave. They really want to get some damage on these turrets.
Yeah, 4 members and a large wave with 2 cannon minions. 1 cannon minion left. Kilgar is caught on the other side of the wall, and now the Cataclysm comes out. Levi's is down. He is resurrecting with the Guardian Angel. He's gonna come back up, flashes away immediately, and now Dogmar is in the middle, gets a one-man Gnar, and now Graves is going to resurrect, but the rest of his team is dead, and that's going to be the game for Piltover Pokes.
That's a pentakill!
A pentakill for all of Oklahoma State. AFS Alarm killing all 5 members on his own in that 5v5, and Oklahoma State is gonna take the series over GSM.
And that puts them at 2-0 for this split. They're doing a good job showing that they mean business. They may be newbies and first-timers in the OKLCS, but they're saying, we're here to make a statement.
Yeah, they are not messing around. They're definitely here to win everything that they possibly can. Each of these series meaning everything to them. And since there are only 8 teams on each side of the gold bracket, when you've got 7 games total to play for standing, it matters. Every single game matters. The Piltover Pokes doing everything they can to cement themselves at the top. They're saying, we're not here to mess around. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take this league by storm. Screw the rest of you.
Exactly.
Now that is going to be it for the day of games. Now let's look at the rest of the standings. I don't actually have a graphic or anything, but now with the power flashes or one power flashes versus TLP.
I'm pretty sure power flashes.
Okay.
I thought they did.
Okay, well,
anyway.
We know that OSU beat GSM,
yes.
So now OSU sitting at the top of the scoreboard, 2-0. Vicious and Delicious against SEAL Team 6, taking the 1-1 standings. SEAL Team 6 sitting at the bottom, however, alongside 100 Steves.
Hey, let's go.
The 2 of them are at the bottom, OGR and OSU and...
I think it's Power Flashes that got the win.
Did Power Flashes get the win? Okay, well, if Power Flashes got the win, they are 1-1. So is TLP. So is GSM. So is GSM. So is Vicious and Delicious. So 2 teams battling it out at the top of the standings. OGR and OSU. Now,
and the fun part is next week we get to see... Oh, TLP won. TLP won.
Oh, TLP won? Okay. Well, TLP...
Apparently we can't remember things.
I never claimed to be able to remember things. Now, since TLP won, that is 3 teams, TLP, OSU, and OGR, sitting at the top of the standings at 2-0. Power Flashes at 0-2, joining SEAL Team 6 and 100 Steves at the bottom. next week we do get to see the big match, SEAL Team 6
Best matchup.
versus 100 Steves. Both of these teams fighting to take command of not last place.
Not last place. And the nice thing is, from how it looks, I don't think 100 Steves is going to get their full roster, but we're going to get 4.
That's actually impressive.
That's impressive.
That's a record for
we might
100
get
Steves
4
so
people.
far.
So that's going to be the best showing that we've got.
That is, yeah. So that's our personal match of the week, just because we do love those underdogs.
We love our underdog teams.
We're going to
nice,
see which one is slightly less worse than the other
We're going
one.
to see if I'm slightly more or less boosted than Charade is what's going to happen here.
That's basically how that's going to work. Now, thank you everyone for tuning in to week 2 of Demacia Division, of Gold Cap Division, of the 2018 GetRECt Fall Split week 2. I will be back tomorrow. Actually, I won't be back tomorrow first. We will actually have the debut of a new caster, Jabronis from... Damn it, I should have remembered what team he's from. But Jabronis, you should...
Give him a big welcome.
Yeah,
make him feel at home.
Big welcome. He and Jack Loves Lamp will both be casting in the beginning. I will join later on, accompanied by Himana. So thank you very much for watching. We will be back tomorrow, and tune in at noon. Yeah, we'll be on at
sounds
noon.
About right.
Thank you very much. Tune in at noon, and we'll be here for you.